BC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
3 battlegrounds in one day. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Vice President Kamala Harris visiting Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Fox's Peter Ducey.
The Harris team admitted today it is just a tiny sliver of voters who still have yet to make up their mind. And so they are trying to help voters in blue wall states decide by putting Vice President Harris on stage with Liz Cheney.
The former Republican Congresswoman campaigned against Harris in 2020, but also voted to impeach former President Trump and says she believes Harris will defend the Constitution. Harris calls Trump unserious.
But the consequences of him being president of the United States are brutally serious.
The former president visiting North Carolina in one of the areas hardest hit by Hurricane Helene.
I will slash through every bureaucratic barrier that you're having already and having problems with right now, I understand pretty badly, to help you get back on your feet.
Again, criticizing the FEMA response hours after North Carolina's governor asked that he not share lies or misinformation. Several water systems in western North Carolina still have no water or power. The Biden administration still trying to figure out how classified intelligence about Israel's military planning showed up on public websites.
President Biden is deeply concerned about classified intelligence assessments about Israel's potential retaliation against Iran showing up in the public domain.
That is not supposed to happen, and it's unacceptable when it does.
White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby says the Pentagon is investigating. So far, it is not certain if the classified documents were leaked or discovered by hackers. There's also no indication, Kirby says, of additional documents becoming public.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. An hour to the close on Wall Street, a sell-off continues for the Dow, down 378 points. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Kidnapped. 73 degrees, sunny in downtown Indianapolis. No rain to worry about on radar, low of 47 later. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. An 11-year-old child abducted from Iowa has been found in Indianapolis. State Police Sergeant John Perrine says that they worked with officers in Iowa City to find the kid.
We rely a lot on investigative technology, and they were able to use that technology to relay information to us quick, and our troopers were able to get into the area that they believed the person was at.
Police found a car near a gas station on Lafayette Road, just off I-65. They arrested Ronique Pittman, the child's non-custodial parent. It was an emotional morning in the opening session of the Delphi murders trial today. Crime scene photos of both Abby and Libby were shown to the entire room, including the families of both girls. Reports are the pictures were pretty graphic. Blood splatter could be seen all over the ground, even on some trees. Also, the first Carroll County deputy to see the girls at the crime scene gave testimony. Jim Banks has been representing Northeastern Indiana for about 8 years. He's running for one of the open Senate seats in Indiana now. He's hoping to use that position to slow down some government spending.
We spend more on paying interest on the national debt today than we do on the entire budget of the Pentagon.
Talking with All Indiana Politics, he also says he supports mass deportations of people who are in the country illegally, and he's also the most pro-life person in Washington, or at least one of them. Election day is November 5th, if you haven't voted yet. Non-stop flights from Indianapolis to Dublin, Ireland will start next May. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett says it's going to have a positive impact on the local economy.
This Irish connection will serve us particularly well, as Marion County is home to more Ireland-based business than anywhere else in our state and in the region.
Aer Lingus will start flying nonstop from the Indianapolis airport to Dublin next May. Flights are going to happen 4 times a week. The Colts now 1 game above 500 after they beat the Miami Dolphins at home yesterday by 6. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson just completed 5 of his first 18 passes, but then completed 5 of his last 6 to help ice the game.
You know, it feels good just having the trust and the support from the guys, and it just allows me to go out there and play free.
The Colts have a rematch with the Houston Texans in Houston this Sunday. The Colts lost that game by 2 to open the season, if you remember that one. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Mortgage rates are down and creating more active buyers and sellers. If you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving down prices. Maximize your home sale price now with the market expert who delivers maximum money in less time, Mark Dietl. Maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Mark from Danville had to say about working with Mark Dietel. I finished building my new perfect home out of state and needed out of my old place quickly. Plus, to cover the cost of the new home, I needed a big price. The Mark Dietel team was my answer. My home sold in 3 days on the market over my asking price. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark, Dietel.com. markdietel.com. Tell him Rob sent you.
When traffic on the 5s at 3:05, here's Matt Bear.
What's happening, Harrison? Crash eastbound Washington Street at State Avenue. That's a rolled vehicle on the east side. Stay clear. South side, eastbound 465, stop and go from 70 over to the White River. Inbound 65, closed at West Street. Will be until the end of the month. We will have that closure in place for the rest of October. Traffic sponsored by BJ's Wholesale Club. BJ's Wholesale Club is opening soon in Carmel. At BJ's, members get up to 25% off grocery store prices every day. Visit bjs.com/Carmel or the membership center at Rangeline Crossing Plaza to join today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thanks, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
This afternoon, expect plenty of sunshine. Temperatures well above average for this time of year in the upper 70s. Tonight, clear skies, low temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Delphi murders, day 3 of testimony, including graphic crime scene photos. Had to have been a tough day for the families of the victims. Had to have been a tough day for jury members who had to look at those grisly crime scene photos. Hammer, just real quick, I know you served on a jury that involved a pretty heinous murder. Did you have to see up close photos of the victims?
Yes. You saw up-close photos of the crime scene, and in my case, we also saw autopsy pictures from the morgue. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of rough things happening today.
But jurors have to see those things.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's a must because they have to have a frame of reference of what these girls went through, and there's a lot of evidence there.
Right. So, based on the pool reports coming out of today, and again, if you're new to this show or you're not really sure how we're getting updates on Delphi, it's kind of a pool system. Like our reporter, Donnie Burgess, he'll be in court one day, and the next day it's somebody else, and then somebody else, but they all share notes, basically, and that's how we're getting information because there's no cameras in this courtroom. But the images shown today showed Abby Williams, whose body was dressed, while Liberty German's body was not dressed. Abby's clothes appeared to be damp in the photos, blood stains visible on the girls, on the ground, and the nearby trees. Now, again, based on the reports that we're getting, both girls suffered lacerations to their throats. Abby's body was 3 to 5 feet away from Libby's, according to the images. Tree branches were set up in a pattern near the girls that appeared to be like a V-shaped, maybe a cross-shaped type of pattern. Some branches were larger than others. And from those who are in the courtroom today, jurors and observers were shocked at some of the grisly nature of the images that were presented,
of course,
in the courtroom.
Of course, I would be horrified, something like that, especially if that were my daughter. I don't know that I could sleep for who knows how long. I would definitely need an aid of some sort to try to shut my eyes after seeing those horrific images.
Other notes coming out of today, the defense attorneys for Richard Allen, they're seeking to prohibit testimony about the contents of a video recovered from Libby German's phone. The video, which is a key piece of evidence in this trial.
Is that the down the hill, or is this something different?
I think this was down the hill.
Down the hill.
This was taken on February 13th, 2017. Investigators obtained it from Liberty German after she and her friend Abby were found deceased. Investigators pulled some audio from that video and released it. And Bridge Guy, as he kind of became known as in the media, could be heard saying a few specific lines, including the famous "down the hill" that we've heard over and over.
So bizarre that ever since they released those images and that audio of him saying down the hill, every time I hear somebody say that in regular conversation, whether I mean it comes up all the time. I mean it's a common phrase, down the hill. I automatically think of that assailant on the video repeating those words. Well, so I don't know whether you're talking about a football game or some sort of outdoor show or whatever. Those three words, down the hill, come up. That takes me back to that automatically.
And I see people in the YouTube chat asking questions like, what about the hair in the hand? What about this or that? This is going to be a long trial here. So just be patient. I'm sure a lot of this stuff will be brought up or will be addressed at some point.
Oh, the judge did warn everybody today. Settle in. This is going to be a very long process.
Right. Turning our attention to some national things here. We are 15 days away from Election Day, Nige, and candidates are out there on the stump. Trump had a big weekend in Pennsylvania. He worked at McDonald's this past weekend to kind of troll Kamala Harris. Because if you remember, Kamala was going around saying her first job was at McDonald's and she grew up in a middle-class family.
There's no record of that.
No one's been able to prove Kamala Harris worked at McDonald's. Now, again, it's not a big deal, but the fact that she went out of her way to lie about it, and as petty as Trump can be sometimes, which I'm totally here for, he decided to troll her by working the drive-thru at McDonald's.
Okay, so for his first order, yup.
Well, that's a good-looking group. Hello, everybody. This is not a normal situation, is it, huh? How are you? What a good-looking family. Thank you. How did you produce those good-looking kids? Oh, they look like the wife. They look like the wife. How are you? Nice to see you. That's great. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. And there'll be no charge. Trump is paying for it. Is that okay? 2024. This is all on Trump.
Oh, all on Trump.
I'm allowed to do that, right?
Yes.
Huh?
Let's check and make sure it's everything you said it would be.
It better be. It's going to be the best you ever. I made it myself.
Hey, Trump, I ordered extra pickles. What gives?
And like there was a McDonald's employee there, a young lady that was training him how to do the drive-thru, how to do the fries, and he was just talking to all these people driving through.
I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Mr.
Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you.
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so much.
You are not ordinary. I can see.
I bet that makes liberals' heads spin, especially you got a guy who's grateful to meet Donald Trump and thinks it's cool that he is serving him food. I'm just an ordinary guy. And Donald Trump says, no, you're not ordinary.
Right.
You're an American citizen. I think the guy was an American citizen.
Let's go with it.
But critics, I mean, Tim Walz out there criticizing Donald Trump, saying it's patronizing and an insult to McDonald's workers that he's there. I mean, come on, it's a campaign event.
Right.
You've all been doing the same kinds of things.
And the other thing that has to drive them insane is that Kamala Harris had this orchestrated media tour. Right? She was going to go on Stern. She's going to go on The View. She's going to do Call Her Daddy podcast. She's even going to speak with Brett Baer. But Donald Trump goes to McDonald's and gets all the attention that she wanted for her media tour. And if you think about it, Donald Trump did a press conference in the drive-through window of McDonald's. When was the last time Kamala Harris actually spoke to reporters? Here's Trump doing a presser at the drive-thru in Pennsylvania.
Mr. President, you actually have worked at McDonald's now versus...
Now I have worked at McDonald's. I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
Are you going to put this on your resume?
I never worked here.
Why would she lie about something like that?
I've worked here 15 more minutes than Kamala. Is that what he said?
That is correct.
Oh, that's great. Look, I've worked fast food. I know what it's like. My first gig, Burger King off I-74 in Brownsburg. Loved it. I had a blast.
In addition to doing the drive-thru, he had this like town hall style event with Sage Steele, IU product, who was the moderator, and he ended up doing like a little speech and rally with some former Steelers players, Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. And then later that night, Trump shows up to the primetime Steelers game. Sunday Night Football, the Jets at the Steelers. They show him on the Jumbotron. Now, mind you, this is a swing state in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is the city. It's a very liberal city in a swing state. Listen to this reaction. I mean, that's a pretty good USA chant coming from Pittsburgh fans when Trump was seen at the game. All right, Matt Bear is in the WIBC Traffic Center. Matt, what's going on?
Eastbound 70 stop and go to downtown from Belmont on the south side. Eastbound 465, a little bit of a slowdown from 31 over 265. And inbound 65 closed at West Street for the rest of the month. Traffic sponsored by BJ's Wholesale Club. BJ's Wholesale Club is opening soon in Carmel. At BJ's, members get up to 25% off grocery store prices every day. Visit bjs.com/Carmel or the membership center at Rangeline Crossing Plaza to join today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And coming up a little bit later on, Donnie Burgess from the WIBC Newsroom will join us in studio for the latest in the Delphi trial. He'll be in here a little bit after 5 o'clock, and maybe we'll have a little bit more information then. Right now, it's beautiful. Sunshine and 75 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Come on back. We're going to have some fun now. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Well, if you think you're way too busy to exercise and be healthy, then you're wrong. I'm living proof. My wife is living proof. We both have full-time jobs. It's the way I felt when I started exercising at Exercise Inc. You show up once a week for your private 20-minute workout. It's helped me lose weight. It's helped me build muscle. It's the private studios. It's just you and your coach. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You're going to lose some weight. And you might get off some of those prescription meds. There's 5 locations: Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers. ExerciseInc.com. ExerciseInc.com. That's ExerciseInc.com. Go there today, sign up for a free consultation, and please tell them Nigel sent you. It's once a week. It's 20 minutes. It's getting you the exercise, the physical movement your body needs and your body craves. Again, there are tons of success stories on their Facebook pages and at their website, exerciseinc.com.
New work truck? Need a new fleet vehicle? Andy Moore Ford has got you covered. Over 800 new vehicles available on the lot, including the Super Duty trucks available starting only at $43,995. You've got F-150s, transit vans, the custom work vehicles for any industry, all built Ford tough, and Rangers with that all-new body style from only $36,995. And of course, you want the cool fun stuff. They've got the Broncos, the Bronco Sports. I'm driving a Bronco. I own a Bronco Sport. And interest rates as low as 0% APR available on new Andy Moore Fords. And when you need service, Andy Moore Ford will come to you. Just schedule it online at andymoreford.com. They'll come pick up the vehicle, service it, and bring it back to you as good as new. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. Visit them on Main Street. Tell them Tony Cat sent you, or find them online at andymoreford.com. That's Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R.
I love Andy.
andymoreford.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare more and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-525-9369. 800-525-9369. 800-525-9369.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Hi, Donald Trump Jr. here. I never thought I'd see price fixing as a campaign promise. What's next? Is your 401k or IRA on the left's to-do list? This is why you need to act now and protect your nest egg. I believe gold is the answer. To find out more, get a free info kit from Birch Gold by texting the word SHELTER to the number 989898. Act now to secure your financial future. Text SHELTER to the number 989898 for your free info kit from Birch Gold.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group. This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, your American Standard air dealer in Hendricks County.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Okay, so yeah, like the first half of the Colts game, I fell asleep almost immediately.
I think the Colts were too.
Ended up pulling out the win over the Miami Dolphins. And do they play the Texans again next weekend? I forget what the schedule is. So that's a pretty big game next weekend.
At Houston, the division-leading Texans down in their building. Texans beat the Colts here already in week 1. But, yeah, it wasn't a pretty game. It wasn't pretty at all. But at halftime, I think the reason fans were willing to put up with some garbage in the first half, at halftime, they had a big ceremony where they put Dallas Clark's name into the Ring of Honor. Number 44.
Peyton was there. Everybody was there from that, pretty much that 2006 Super Bowl team.
And I was thinking about this the other day. So most of the stars, if you want to say that, from the Super Bowl era teams have kind of had their names put in that Ring of Honor. I think Adam Vinatieri is probably next. Vinatieri, because he retired a little bit later, but I think Vinatieri gets in. But other than that, I think that might be it for those Super Bowl teams of Colts. I think you're going to start getting into more modern Colts after that.
Okay.
So T.Y. Hilton, who just recently retired, I think he's probably a couple years away. He'll get in. But other than that, man.
No Ryan Deem?
Maybe.
Pretty, I mean, long time. It's been his entire career with the Colts as offensive lineman. Absolute stud. And
he had a little cup of coffee with the Panthers, too, I believe.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Ryan Deem did? I thought he spent his entire career with the Colts. Either way, that guy's still just a beast.
So the big questions are...
Josh Thomas, wow.
Does Pat McAfee get in?
Yeah.
I mean, take away the media career. He was an all-decade punter. He was named to the all-decade team for the Indianapolis Colts.
And endeared himself to the fans, which I think that's a pretty important component to this whole thing, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. Which brings us to Andrew Luck.
Oh.
Does Andrew Luck make it in to the Colts Ring of Honor?
Ooh. Well,
I don't think it happens anytime soon. I still think there's some bad blood between the fan base and Andrew Luck. Some folks are like, hey, he can do what he wants. You know, it's his life. But there are others. And I've had friends that played on those Colts teams that said, he quit on us right before the season starts.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that feel the same way.
The last thing he heard walking out of that stadium were a chorus of boos on a preseason game after they played the Bears, I believe. That was the game.
Yep, that was it. The timing of that whole thing. Like, if it were the end of the previous season and he said, look, I'm out of here. My body's beat up. I don't like to play football anymore. I want to go read.
Okay.
Luck out. Okay, fine. But to do it just before the season starts, I still think there'd be some boos if you tried to bring him out there right now. But go back to the Dolphins game. Colts won.
Sure.
It was ugly. It wasn't pretty. The Colts beat the Miami Dolphins. And here to give a recap of the big win yesterday is AI Kamala Harris.
Touchdown, Jonathan Taylor.
Colts game recap with Kamala Harris.
So the Miami Dolphins traveled to Indianapolis. Did you know? Dolphins are not fish. They are actually mammals. And mammals playing football is something special.
It is.
Anthony Richardson's passes were off. They were totally unburdened by what has been.
Agreed.
He must have been coached by old balls Tim Walls, but the Colts still beat the Dolphins. A lot of cocaine gets funneled into Miami. Holistically, scoring more than cocaine-addicted mammals is a recipe for a win. I think the Colts got lucky. The Dolphins' backup quarterbacks actually suck more than I do after a few drinks at Willie Brown's house.
Oh, and this has been Colts game recap with Kamala Harris.
Oh, no.
Again, each Monday here on the Hammer and Nigel show that we're here, AI Kamala Harris will recap the Colts game. I got bad news for you, Nigel. This is kind of a bummer. Part of our childhood is going away. The very last full-size Kmart in America closed down yesterday.
Yep, heard about this.
It was in New York, I believe. Luckily, somebody was there with a recording device and recorded the final announcements on their PA system.
Attention Kmart shoppers. Today's blue light special is the store. Yes, the entire store. The hangers, the shelves, the cash registers, the floor, the walls, the roof, even Earl the janitor. I love to mop. Hey, I'll toss in the blue light so you can use it at home to hold your own flash sale on tube socks. And it's all yours for only $20. But hurry, much like Kmart, this deal won't last forever. Right, Earl? I love to mop. Thanks for shopping at Kmart. And also, why are you still shopping at Kmart?
I love to mop. I want to hang out with Earl.
I do too. Me and Earl would hang out in Beach Grove because the Kmart was right behind the Ponderosa. Like, that was the Beach Grove power combo right there, 1 and 2.
Same in Brownsburg, except we had the Kmart and the main strip there right off the interstate, and then right across the street was a Noble Romans.
Nice.
And then you had the Burger King where I worked at there on the other side of the street, the kind of the trifecta.
Do they have a sign up at that Burger King yet? Nigel used to work here. The Nigel.
I swear to God, I can't ever believe somebody went through the drive-thru one time and asked for extra pickles, and I stuck my entire damn hand in the pickle drawer and just slammed 800 pickles onto this thing, and I was surprised I never got fired. What is this, some sort of joke?
Right.
I asked for like 2 or 3, and I put just a glob of pickles on my... I did a much better job than Donald Trump would have. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. All right. Those are some fighting words there. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Jennifer McCormick backed Hillary Clinton for president. And when McCormick was in charge of education in Indiana, our schools ranked at the bottom. She even opposed school choice. Then McCormick backed Joe Biden for president and supported his $1 trillion spending scheme that caused all the inflation. Now she runs for governor on a plan that would increase your energy bills, create a new office of environmental justice, and ban gas stoves. Jennifer McCormick, hopelessly liberal.
This is Mike Braun. Here's my plan for Indiana. I'll enforce immigration laws even when the federal government fails to act, keeping our streets safe and secure. And my plan lowers more costs. I'll cut property taxes, reduce energy bills, and expand parental choice and school voucher programs. Indiana needs strong leadership. We can get it done.
Mike Braun, governor. Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
At Shane Company, we'll help you create a ring as unique as your love story. We have the biggest selection of diamonds in all shapes and sizes, and center stones in an array of colors, including sapphires in blue, pink, green, lavender, and more. Just the other day, a couple picked out a blue sapphire that perfectly matched her eyes, and they left knowing her ring was truly one of a kind. That's what happens at Shane Company. Come check us out. You might just fall in love with something unexpected. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on?
Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for Indianapolis, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Progressive presents 10 things on a plumber's to-do list that are harder than getting a small business insurance quote. Waking up for 5 a.m. plumbing disasters, finding out why water is pouring from the ceiling, replacing a pipe in a home from the 1800s, then dealing with invoices or your awkward apprentice or that really weird smell, and then there's breathing and eating and, of course, clogs. But the easiest thing on any small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you could save on the business insurance that's right for you. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Wildfires aren't an option. 74 degrees, sunny in downtown Indianapolis. No rain on your radar. Temps to the mid-40s tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:30. It's going to be a windy start to the week in Indiana.
We are expecting tomorrow the winds to increase a little bit more, leading to just a little higher threat of wildfire spread in that case.
Which is why Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says it's best if you don't burn anything outside, especially with winds above 25 miles per hour at times. It was an emotional morning in the opening session of the Delphi trial today. Crime scene photos of both Abby and Libby were shown to the entire room. Reports are those pictures were pretty graphic. Also, the first Carroll County deputy who saw the girls gave testimony. Former President Donald Trump is looking at Hurricane Helene damage in North Carolina today.
I would just say you're special people. These are special people. These are people with heart. These are people that love your state. They love our country. Very special people. I would have been, honestly, I would have been happy if we had 50%. How can it be possible? And these tend to be Trump areas.
Trump took that state in the last election. His opponent, Kamala Harris, is trying to appeal to voters in Malvern, Pennsylvania.
I feel very strongly that, for example, on the issue of partisanship, yes, we're going to have disagreements, but I actively invite good ideas from wherever they come. That's why I'm going to have a Republican in my cabinet, by the way.
Harris was joined by Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney to try and sway some of those Republican votes. Nonstop flights from Indianapolis to Dublin, Ireland will start next May. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett says it will positively impact the local economy.
This Irish connection will serve us particularly well, as Marion County is home to more Ireland-based business than anywhere else in our state and in the region.
Aer Lingus will be responsible for those nonstop flights. They're going to happen 4 times a week. Traffic and weather in 60 seconds. It's 3:32.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good?
Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile. And ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 11/17/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
The traffic at 3:33. What's going on, Matt Bear?
What's happening, Harrison? Eastbound 465 stop and go before Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Eastbound 72 downtown for the West Side stop and go. Holt Road to Harding Street. South side, eastbound 465 slows in pockets from Kentucky Avenue over to I-65. And on the northeast side, eastbound 465 stop and go. Already told you that. Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road. Fantastic. Crash south side, McFarland Road, south of Thompson Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
This afternoon, expect plenty of sunshine. Temperatures well above average for this time of year in the upper 70s. Tonight, clear skies, low temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
My name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
He is one part of the morning show over at 107.5 The Fan, The Wake Up Call with KB and Andy every Monday through Friday. The KB is Kevin Bowen. And KB, normally we talk Colts during this segment on Mondays, and we're going to get there. But I want to start with the Indiana Hoosiers, who as of today, October 21st, are ranked higher in the college football polls than the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's talk a little Hoosier football, KB. What do you think?
I'm trying to think. We've probably done these interviews 3 or 4 years now, and I think the only time we've ever talked IU football is just some horrific beat you had and mistakenly betting on IU prior to this season. It's incredible. And you know what? Kurt Signetti talked and talked and talked, and they have backed it up in the most emphatic way possible. Like, okay, yeah, their schedule, whatever. They're kicking everybody's ass. Like, it doesn't even matter who they play, where the game is. They are just absolutely – it's a thorough beatdown, and certainly Saturday was the biggest example of that. So College game day, deserve it to be there. And I know the Curtis Rourke injury will be something to keep an eye on to that thumb issue, but still – they are a legit, disciplined football team, and we have never said that, certainly in my lifetime, about IU football.
Talk about the coach specifically and what he's meant to this team and the fans.
You know, it's funny. I'm thinking back to last year, Nigel, when, he comes up to the Big Ten championship game. He's like, yeah, I figured I'd come up here. We'll be in this game next year. And I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, what? And, then he gets inside of Assembly Hall. It's the basketball game, and he's like, yeah, Purdue sucks, Ohio State sucks, Michigan sucks. Okay, I get it. It's kind of a mini pep rally. And then his press conference, he's like, just Google me. I win. And, at all these different settings, he has thought, and he's right, that this program needed, an injection of confidence. We had him on before the start of the season. It was a stupid question, but I compared him to Will Smith from Hitch. Here you are as this,
interesting,
confident individual, and Kevin James needs the wake-up call, and all this. That's IU football. I mean, IU football's been the laughingstock of college football for years now, and at times I thought he was delusional, but then you watched his team play very early, and the discipline was evident. So to back up the words, to me, also stands out like none other. Kurt Signetti's one of a kind.
I got to be honest, I did not see the Hitch comparison coming, but that is fantastic. Well played. Now, we can't gloss over the fact that their quarterback is banged up. I saw a photo earlier today, and it looks like IU starting quarterback hits his hand maybe on a Nebraska player's helmet, and it looks like the entire thumbnail comes off. It looks pretty gross. He's out this weekend. We don't know how much time he's going to miss. Who's stepping in for the Hoosiers?
Yeah, so it's going to be actually Trace Jackson Davis's little brother, Taven Jackson, who, was a heralded recruit. Hammer, I'm sure you remember him at Tennessee, and transferred to IU, and last year was weirdly kind of pulled in different directions as a kind of a starting quarterback, kind of not. And then they brought Curtis Rourke in, the transfer from Ohio. So, it's not like he is in backup void of experience, I guess is what I'm getting at here. And, again, certainly has a resume. And if you look at the schedule, you'll get Washington, who is nowhere near the team that played the national title last year, at Michigan State, and then home to a very mediocre Michigan team. That's the next 3 weeks, and then you hit a bye. So, again, thumb injury on the throwing hand. They've said he will return this season, but out indefinitely. What does indefinitely mean? Does it mean a couple of games? I think this team can survive, but, in the college football playoff, given their schedule, 10-2 might not be enough. And obviously you still go to Ohio State after your bye week. So this is probably the first real dose of adversity. But, again, schedule-wise, I don't think it's too daunting for them, even without Rourke.
Chatting with Kevin Bowen from 107.5 The Fan. All right, so let's pivot to the Colts. And, again, it feels like we've had this conversation before. It feels like the Colts won that game yesterday in spite of the play of Anthony Richardson. I get that he's young, but how many times do we have to have these conversations?
Yeah, I mean, certainly the ability of Anthony Richardson, along with the availability, but the ability is very much in question. He has regressed as a passer since last season. There's no doubt about that. Yesterday, if you want to go off of sheer numbers, and I do think there were some other factors into this, it was the worst completion percentage day by a quarterback since Jim Harbaugh in '96. So, I mean, that's the reality of what a 10 of 24 day looks like. And again, he compounded it with a critical turnover in the red zone, and those can't be ignored either. Now, as a runner, he brings something to that offense that was important and factored into the win. But certainly the passing offense has regressed with him. I did think Miami pressured the Colts a little bit more than I thought they would. I think guys struggled to get open. So, again, that's kind of some of the context that falls at the feet of Shane Steichen as well. But Anthony Richardson has taken a step back this season as a passer. And I think we're starting to reach the point in time, guys, where we're kind of about midway point of this evaluation period. You know, I kind of always looked at it as kind of a 3-year thing. That's when you really have to factor in the finances of it. The 3 seasons is when you make the first financial decision on him. And, you know, this is midway point of that window. So, you know, growth, particularly as a thrower, is an absolute must because given the schedule, you can't survive these passing performances with the uptick in opponents upcoming.
But just so we're clear, as long as Anthony Richardson is healthy, he will be the starting quarterback and not the veteran QB, the backup QB, Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I'd be stunned if they did what Carolina has done and just would bench him without injury.
And, Kevin, one of the problems I think we see with the Colts is it's a boring product right now. And I know that has to drive Jim Irsay insane. You know, I did not go to the game yesterday. I was coming back from Tennessee.
I fell asleep in the first half on the
Nigel
couch.
fell asleep. I had family members that went. They said there's no juice in that building. It's 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. It's a bad, boring product right now, and that has to drive Irsay insane.
Certainly, especially with all those guys back in the building. You know, Dallas Clark into the Ring of Honor. He's got his icons in there, and, you know, he wants to be, you know, as impressive as he can be. So, you know, that's what you were not supposed to get with Richardson. Frankly, he was supposed to be a little bit more entertaining. You know, think back to week 1 when he had these big plays over the top. So he's going to get an opportunity now on Sunday. He hasn't played very often on the road. It's consecutive road games upcoming. He's going to see the Houston Texans for a second time this season. That is something he hasn't seen either. So, again, he has regressed as a passer. Yesterday was undoubtedly, I mean, I thought the Boo Birds were very understandable early in the third quarter. Improvement is going to be needed. You can survive against, you know, Tyler Huntley, Tim Boyle, and Will Levis with average football. If you're average football with the teams upcoming on the schedule, you're going to be back outside of the playoff picture.
Did anybody in the post-game press conference ask Anthony Richardson about the boos that were coming down?
Yeah, and he said that he indeed heard them. You know, and again, I thought they were understandable. I thought the offense at that point had scored just 3 points early in the third quarter. And, you know, if you think about where the Colts are at that point of the game, you know, another loss to a backup quarterback and, you know, arguably a bad football team a la Green Bay with their backup situation earlier in the year, that's hard to overcome. So that, I think, was an understandable. And I thought, honestly, the play of the game was Segun Alubi forcing a fumble on that very next drive. If he doesn't do that, and Grant Stewart, guys that everybody had to scramble for the game program to find out who they were, if those guys don't step up and make those plays in the third quarter, we're talking about a 3-4 football team. So credit to those guys for stepping up when certainly the life was sucked out of Lucas Oil Stadium.
Kevin Bowen with us from 107.5 The Fan. Last thing here, KB, we got about a minute left. NBA season gets rolling this week. Pacers have their first couple of games. They start on the road. I think their first 2 are on the road. What do we think about this year's Indiana Pacers?
Yeah, at Detroit Wednesday, at New York Friday, and then the home opener actually is an afternoon game, 3:30 on Sunday against Philly. I am eager. Now, the preseason, it hasn't been great, to be honest with you. I don't want to overreact to preseason basketball, but I'm very optimistic about the depth on this basketball team. And I think they remain hungry from last season's playoff success, and that, you know, these preseason predictions haven't had them, you know, as one of these top 4 teams. But their depth over an 82-game grind, I think, is really, really important. I think they are built to kind of survive that. They aren't as maybe must-have guys in the lineup. Certainly there are some of those guys, but they can survive some injuries a little bit better than other teams. So defensively, you need to see improvement on that end of the floor, unquestionably, but I think the goal should be for this team to be one of the top 4 teams in the East and get home court in the playoffs.
What's coming up on the wake-up call?
So we got Rick Carlisle join us tomorrow. He joins us every Tuesday at 8 a.m. So, again, they will be in Detroit coming up on Wednesday. So Rick Carlisle will be with us. And I encourage people, we had Grant Stewart, one of the Colts stars of the game, join us this morning. An incredible story. It's a bit Hollywood-like, frankly, and everything he's been through as a human and even as a football player to get to this level. And the most tackles the Colts players had in a game since 2018 is 18 tackle day yesterday. He's the guy with the hair. That's probably the best way to describe him to the casual Colts fan. Yep. But I think people will really enjoy that interview. So that's up on our podcast, The Wake Up Call. JB and Andy.
Kevin Bowen, as always, we appreciate you, man. Thanks.
You bet, guys. Have a great week.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hammer and Nigel here. Hello. I use exclusively, only, the very best when it comes to HVAC. I only use American Standard equipment. I had an American Standard air conditioner installed in my house a couple of years ago. It works perfect. Here's Hammer to tell you about one of those awesome independent local American Standard dealers in Central Indy.
All right. Absolute Comfort. Make sure you ask for our friend Chris Wedekin. Chris is an expert in saving you money on utilities. Absolute Comfort can help you with American Standard heat pump options that help you cool in the spring and heat when the temperatures drop this fall, all while saving you money and energy. Absolute Comfort's experts also help to make sure your home is zoned properly, thus ensuring your comfort and, once again, saving you money is taken care of. Contact Absolute Comfort today. AbsoluteComfort.org. That's AbsoluteComfort.org. Absolute Comfort is your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. American Standard, built to a higher standard. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Pat Sullivan here with Michaela of Michaelis. If you have water damage, why should you call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. On call 24/7, 365. We are IICRC certified and will restore your space to pre-loss condition or better. And we work through the entire insurance process on your behalf to make it easy.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
Hi, it's Bob from Royal Spa. Did you know you can experience the ultimate rejuvenation with our unique hot tubs made right here in Indianapolis? Royal Spa hot tubs are the only hot tubs compatible with Epsom salts. Imagine the tensions melting away as you step into the luxury of a Royal Spa hot tub. And now is a great time to invest in your rejuvenation. We built our inventory back up and now have new models, scratch and dents, and even demos ready for delivery. Experience the difference for yourself. Visit us online at royalspa.com.
Ah, Royal Spa.
Indiana has nearly 2,800 pig farmers and ranks 5th in the country in pork production. Hoosier pig farmers are raising some of the finest pork in the nation. October is National Pork Month. From family farms to innovative operations, Indiana's pig farmers are committed to quality and sustainability, all while providing your family pork that's packed with protein, vitamins, and minerals that are good for you. So the next time you're at the grocery store or your favorite restaurant, make pork your choice and celebrate Indiana pig farmers.
Are you a translator for your spouse? Are you the one always on the telephone because your husband or wife struggled to hear? You need to check out RelayIndiana.com and CapTel, the captioned telephone. The CapTel phone allows the hard-of-hearing person to enjoy conversations through voice recognition technology, with the other person's words appearing on the easy-to-read screen. Go online to RelayIndiana.com for more information about CapTel and let your spouse enjoy their own phone calls. Visit RelayIndiana.com now.
This is Danny Reinhardt with Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Give us a call for any of your heating and cooling needs. We're here to serve you. 317-745-4526.
Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard Air dealer.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Matt Baer, what's going on?
Eastbound 70 stop and go from Tibbs Avenue into Meridian, Illinois. South side, pockets of slow. Eastbound 465 from Sam Jones over 231. Southbound 65 closed at West Street for the rest of the month. Eastbound 465 on the north side, stop and go traffic after Meridian to the White River. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at DrexelIN.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
75 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Nigel, it's kind of encouraging if you're a conservative or a Republican voter to see some of these results coming in from battleground states in regards to early voting.
Just be careful. I'll remind you of the old red wave that was supposed to happen a couple of years ago during the midterms.
Yeah, it never happened.
Telling everybody just to take it easy. All the way from the Indiana governor's race to the president of the United States. I'm just saying, take a breath for a minute. What do you got for me?
So the early voting shows a 10-point swing towards Republicans in the battleground states of, they're counting Florida as a battleground, but I don't think it is. Florida, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Virginia, which is in play, and Wisconsin. Here is ABC News. Now, I think this is important. This isn't Fox. This isn't Newsmax. This is ABC talking about early voting.
But based on the likely partisanship of the voters that we've seen so far, we're seeing more Republicans as a share of the electorate than Democrats. Take a look at that. 4 years ago, less than a third, only 32% of people that had voted so far were Republicans. That's up 6 points so far this cycle. Now, that could be a sign of enthusiasm among Republicans. It could be because Donald Trump is sometimes at least supporting early voting. And it may be that these are voters they're going to vote anyway on Election Day. But the bottom line is that people are voting and they're enthusiastic about this race. In Pennsylvania, we've seen Republicans so far ahead of the 2020 pace. Again, Democrats are still a larger share of early voters, but there are more Republicans in just about all of the states where we've seen significant votes so far.
Every little bit helps, right? When you think this is going to be as close as we all do, where it's going to come down to just maybe a couple hundreds of votes in some places, every single vote counts. And if the Republicans can get anybody to vote early and get them to be motivated to go out there on Election Day, this is big.
Well, early voting has started, I believe, today in Indianapolis, right? I think
it started last week.
Was it last week? Okay,
yes.
Yeah, here it is, October 8th through November 4th. Boone County, I can't get in to vote until a couple days from now, I believe. I saw a thing that it starts. So that's why I live in Boone County. I think it starts in October 23rd, maybe.
So 2 days from now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to, if I could get in there and there's nobody and there's no line, I'm going early. I think I did the last time and I liked it.
Okay.
I mean, you are a traditionalist, though.
Yes. I like the day of experience. And if there's a long line, listen, you may be doing the show on your own because I'm going to wait that line out. I'll call in and I'll do the show from the line. And maybe that fat, gross pig that harassed me the last time will be there and we'll have some good content.
Oh, I pray to God he is. That'd be great.
And the thing is, I asked Diego Morales about that last week.
I heard it, yeah.
And kind of got well, it's different now. Oh, okay. Thanks. But we named names when we talked to the Secretary of State. According to a new study, Nige, if you want to get better sleep, you have to stop eating the following foods right now. Cut them out of your diet. Processed junk food.
Boo!
Anything with high fat or acid.
Boo!
Anything with caffeine.
Boo!
greasy, heavy meals.
Boo!
Everything that's good, they want us to cut out. Anything that tastes good, from chocolate to maybe a late night hamburger. I don't know.
Is there anything they suggest that actually would be good for you to eat before you
a bunch of bull crap like almonds and Greek yogurt, oatmeal, and warm milk.
Whatever.
Driving home from a road trip, this past weekend, it's about 9 o'clock. We're about, maybe an hour from home. I don't look at my wife and go, hey, let's stop for some oatmeal. No.
There's no place to stop for oatmeal except for maybe Starbucks.
Kids, do you have the almonds? Did you pack all your almonds back there? No. That sucks. I want White Castle. I want Steak and Shake.
Yes, sir.
And all the things that make life worth living. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Listen to what Dee and Andrew in Noblesville had to say about my man, Mark Dietel, the only real estate expert I would trust with the sale of my home. Dee and Andrew write, we were done with the rat race and ready to live the dream of buying a camper and traveling west. We needed top cash from our home to make the dream work. Thankfully, we hired Mark Dietel, who delivered big time. Our home sold for our asking price in just 4 days on the market.
Mark Dietel is the only real estate agent that we trust and recommend here on the Hammer and Nigel Show. And it's because of the guarantee. The guarantee is a game changer. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick your move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietel today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Attention, Indiana homeowners. Are you tired of avoiding your wet basement? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swainco Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts. Imagine all the possibilities of a guaranteed dry basement, a cozy new family room, a home gym, or even a new office. And with no interest, no payment financing, you don't have to break the bank to do it. Make the most of your basement today. Call Swainco 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-0395. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395.
We've seen that sleep apnea bully stop breathing more than 100 times an hour. But this problem is solvable, and Advent has simple solutions that have been proven to be extremely effective.
AdventNows.com. Shh. The silence you just heard? You could have used that space to reach your customers. Get your message in front of your customers. Text BUSINESS to 71007 now.
Get results with Radio 1.
Indiana has nearly 2,800 pig farmers and ranks 5th in the country in pork production. Hoosier pig farmers are raising some of the finest pork in the nation. October is National Pork Month. From family farms to innovative operations, Indiana's pig farmers are committed to quality and sustainability, all while providing your family pork that's packed with protein, vitamins, and minerals that are good for you. So the next time you're at the grocery store or your favorite restaurant, make pork your choice and celebrate Indiana pig farmers.
Coming up in 2 minutes, photos from the scene of the crime. Donnie Burgess reports on what happened at the Delphi trial this morning. A child kidnapped from Iowa found in Indianapolis earlier today. And IU football just keeps winning games, and they're making it look easy. That's all coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
15 days to Election Day. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Those chants a short time ago at a Trump rally in Greenville, North Carolina.
And I'd like to begin by asking a question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I don't think so. I don't think so, not even close.
Earlier, he visited the Asheville region, hard hit by Hurricane Helene, saying he supports Congress being called back to vote on more disaster aid and pledging to cut red tape for rebuilding if he's elected. Vice President Kamala Harris just telling a Michigan campaign event she did work at McDonald's after Trump worked a fry machine at a drive-thru over the weekend as he accuses Harris of lying. Earlier in Pennsylvania, Harris calls for being clear-eyed about this moment, including the housing shortage.
As a devout public servant, I also know the limitations of government. I want to work with the private sector. I have in my career the skills, the breadth, the depth of value in those active partnerships benefit us all.
She is also heading to Wisconsin, appearing with former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney in all three of those so-called blue wall battleground states today. President Biden sending Secretary of State Antony Blinken back to the Middle East in a renewed ceasefire effort after Israel killed the leader of Hamas in Gaza.
We do want to de-escalate the tensions and also obviously provide that lasting stability.
White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre, as Israel launches more airstrikes in Lebanon targeting Hezbollah. Meantime, Iran's mission to the UN warning the U.S. will bear full responsibility for inciting and enabling any acts of aggression by Israel against Iran after President Biden said recently he has an understanding of how and when Israel will respond to an Iranian missile attack. Mixed finish on Wall Street, the Dow down 344. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They were tough to look at. Sunny 75 downtown. No rain on your radar, low of 47 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Graphic crime scene photos were shown to the jury in the Delphi trial Monday morning. Donnie Burgess reports.
Day 3 of the Delphi murders trial began with more testimony about the search for Abigail Williams and Liberty German in 2017. Then came State Police Sergeant Jason Page, who took photos of the body 7 years ago. Those photos were revealed in court, showing in detail the bloody slashes to the girls' necks, as well as the blood splatter on trees and the ground. The photos also showed branches on top of the bodies. The defense plans to point the finger at multiple suspects. Richard Allen is charged with the murders. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A child safe after being abducted by their non-custodial parent. State Police Sergeant John Perrine reported that troopers found the woman and the child together this morning.
The car was parked at the gas station when our troopers came in contact with it, and there was no resistance. There was no issue. Once they made contact with the people in the car, they were able to take the adults into custody, and the child was safely recovered.
Ronique Pittman of North Carolina was taken into custody on an Iowa arrest warrant for child abduction by a non-custodial parent. You're being told to not burn anything outside. Part of that reason is because of how dry and windy it's going to be this week.
We are expecting tomorrow the winds to increase a little bit more, leading to just a little higher threat of wildfire spread in that case.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says you can have wind speeds at 25 miles per hour at times. IU football is still unbeaten after another win at home, this time against Nebraska last Saturday.
You know, we're the same guys that we were this morning when we woke up, right?
we just kind of overcame another challenge.
Head coach Kurt Signetti. It's his first year with the program. The Hoosiers are 7-0, ranked 13th nationally, and have a shot at the college football playoff. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
As summer fades and the cool breeze of fall sets in, it's the perfect time to get back to the basics, especially when it comes to your financial future. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe in simplifying your retirement plan. Our team of advisors help you build a customized retirement strategy that is designed to help reduce risk, increase income, and mitigate tax. Whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your plan, we're here to guide you every step of the way. It's never too early or too late to make sure your financial future is secure. Text BASICS to 888-494-5004 to download your complimentary retirement planning toolkit today. That's BASICS to 888-494-5004. Howard Bailey Financial. Back to the basics. Forward to your future. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Bear.
All right, we're talking to Harrison on the west side. Crash Rockville Road to the east of Raceway Road, reported as an injury. Crash with entrapment. Also a crash on the south side, McFarland Road south of Thompson Road. Here's a crash in Fishers, State Road 37 near 141st Street. Eastbound 465 stop and go traffic before Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Southbound 465 on the southwest side stop and go traffic after Sam Jones to the White River. Eastbound 70 starting to grind from Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. And southbound 65 closed at West Street for the rest of the month. Traffic sponsored by Train Heating and Cooling Systems. Train Heating and Cooling Systems are engineered to keep up with you. They run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A mostly clear Monday night is ahead for us with lows falling into the upper 40s. Then we're in for another 70-degree day for our Tuesday. We can't roll out a stray shower or two with a slight breeze out of the south at times. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock. I saw this thing earlier, Hammer. I almost couldn't believe it. The over-under for when Fox News will declare a presidential election winner. 4 days.
Oh, come on.
4 days after the actual election, that somebody, Kamala or Don, will be declared the winner. What happened to, like, the day of paper ballots? Finding out, I mean, at least, you know, that's 4 days is unacceptable.
4 days.
I guess you want to get it right.
But what takes so long? Like 4 days. And this isn't just something that has been arbitrarily set by, you know, the Degenerates Next Door podcast. This is...
That's your thing.
This is the head of Fox's election desk, a guy by the name of Arnon Mishkin. He says the over-under is set at 4 days until they're ready to make an official call on who will be the president-elect. Man, that's a long time. But as we get closer and closer to the election, again, 15 days away, the candidates are in overdrive. Trump's doing a big event in North Carolina today. Earlier this morning, he went and spoke with a lot of folks near Asheville, the area that's been just devastated with the Hurricane Helene that came through, the mudslides and all of that stuff. Spoke to a lot of officials there, spoke to a lot of people. But everybody's still talking about his trip to McDonald's this past weekend. Like, you can't buy that type of publicity.
Donald Trump didn't really work at McDonald's. It was a stunt. It's a campaign event. No kidding, really?
And it worked.
It worked.
Everybody covered this event. The memes created out of this have been shared all over the place.
And I love, by the way, I'll let you finish here. I'm sorry, but I love how Kamala Harris is now having to come out and say, I worked at McDonald's. No. I worked there. I was working there. I know this is a big troll job, but no, I worked there.
Okay.
If you have to explain, you're already losing.
Based on the success of Donald Trump's campaign stop working at McDonald's, I think he should do another one of these. And if you go to our Twitter right now, at Hammer and Nigel, I've created an AI photo of where I think Donald Trump should be next. At Hammer and Nigel. Tell me that's not the perfect fit, right, Nige? You all right?
Gosh. How did you do that?
That's the Grok feature on Twitter.
So that's fantastic. Let's not give it away.
Right. It's a little Twitter exclusive. If you follow the Hammer and Nigel show, you get the joke here. Go to our profile, and right now you will see where I think Donald Trump needs to go next to continue this run.
I'm having to wipe the tears from my eyes. That's actually beautiful.
Going back to when he worked at McDonald's, Hammer and Nigel show, we actually had a microphone secretly planted in the drive-through speaker.
That's right.
So if you want to hear what some of these people heard when they pulled up and placed their order, this is what they heard.
Welcome to McDonald's. If any of you see the Hamburglar, just know he crossed the border illegally under Biden and Harris. When I take back the White House, we will deport the Hamburglar and make McDonald's great again.
That's what people heard when they made their order in the speaker this past weekend.
Make McDonald's great again. Have you had the chicken equivalent of the Big Mac yet?
Not yet.
You can't bring yourself to do it, or
no, I want to. I just have not been able to yet. This damn diet of mine, trying to be good.
You're doing a good job, bud.
But boy, trips to Florida and the Tennessee game have not been kind to me, so I got to get back on it.
Now you hit the KFC again, didn't you? The original KFC this time around. Weren't you just there a few weeks ago?
Yes, it's tradition.
So every time you go to Tennessee,
if we're passing Corbin, Kentucky, because that's on the way home from Rocky Top, you've got to stop at the first ever KFC.
Why? Do you have merch?
Yes.
You do? You did buy some merch?
Yes, I've got a T-shirt that says, the Sanders Cafe and Museum T-shirt. Yes.
Okay. Wear that. I don't know that I've seen you wear it.
I'll wear that bad boy tomorrow.
Okay.
Kamala Harris, meanwhile, she is campaigning in some of the Midwest swing states with a home run guest. She's bringing out the big guns here. Yeah. Maybe this is the October surprise. I don't know.
Really?
Kamala Harris with Liz Cheney in Wisconsin. I hear tickets may be available.
Didn't she lose? How bad did Liz Cheney lose her primary? It was maybe the second worst for a House incumbent in 60 years back in the midterms.
I don't know how big it was, but it was a beating.
It was again. I'm looking at the loss. Cheney's lost. Maybe the second worst for a House incumbent in 60 years, and that's who Kamala Harris has tapped to be her champion.
Yes.
Her endorser.
So Trump's bringing out their Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And she brings out Liz Cheney.
Is that moving the needle for anybody? Oh, well, I didn't know who I was going to vote for before.
Like, who shows up to
Liz
that event?
Cheney, Dick Cheney's daughter. Wow.
Wow, I came here for Kamala, but we're getting Liz Cheney, too? How lucky are we?
It's incredible.
What did a friend of the show, Alex Berenson, tweet out?
This is where I saw this. Okay, yeah. Alex says, does the Harris campaign really have data showing that drag Dick Cheney does anything but turn off voters? Because I'd love to see it.
First of all, drag Dick Cheney is fantastic. That's what he calls Liz.
But again, that just goes back to the question: who is this turning on, and who is it turning off? What voters are looking at this and saying, "Ooh, Dick Cheney's daughter, the one that lost, the second worst loss from a House incumbent in 60 years."
I was really on the fence for a while, but
wow.
If Miss Piggy says so, then I guess I better pull the trigger for Kamala. And again, I have no shame in bashing Kamala Harris because she's being lifted up by the national media at a rate I've never seen before. Like, just when you thought the national media couldn't get much lower, this election cycle proved if you lift up the barrel and look underneath of it, there they are. Like, this gaslighting of Kamala Harris has been extraordinary. It really has been. 60 Minutes now taking heat for airing an edited version of their interview with Kamala Harris and then giving a little bit of it to their Sunday shows. So here, if you've heard about the story and you're not quite sure what's going on, this is the unedited footage of the 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris about a month or two ago.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
So the usual word salad, non-answer by Kamala.
Tuned out right away.
This is how they edited that and put it on the air.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
In no way was that what that buffoon said. In no way.
They made her sound much better than what she actually sounded like.
Right. Where are all the ums and ahs and awkward pauses? Where did all that go? And where did this answer come from? Again, just when you thought you couldn't hate the national media enough, this election cycle has proven that it's not enough. This is the way that the media reacts to any Kamala Harris story.
She cares about women's issues. She cares about equality deep within her soul.
And she does have a kind of a charisma. I don't want to use the word celebrity, but in political terms, she does.
She's smart. She's quick on her feet. She's articulate.
People wanted to be around her. There was a charisma, a fascination, for lack of a better word, a bit of celebrity.
I immediately understood why people in California saw her as the female Obama.
Oh, puke. Lord. The only thing missing is MSNBC saying it brought a thrill up my leg. Every time she goes out there and says, unburdened by what has been, it puts a thrill up my leg. Matt Bear.
Westbound Rockville Road closed to Raceway Road because of a serious crash involving entrapment and injury. Now also on the west side, southbound 465 near West 21st Street. That is a breakdown blocking the center lane, causing stop-and-go traffic past I-74. Eastbound 70 slow from Holt Road into Meridian, Illinois. Eastbound 465 stop-and-go from Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road. And then we have a crash on the south side, McFarland Road south of Thompson. A crash in Fisher, State Road 37 near 141st. Traffic sponsored by LifeLock. During Cybersecurity Awareness Month, beware of phishing scams. Choose LifeLock for comprehensive identity theft protection. Start your 30-day free trial at lifelock.com/cybersafety. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Both of you guys might be interested in this. Did you see breaking Colts news? That so next week they play the Texans, which is a huge divisional game. The week after that, they play the Vikings, which has been moved to Sunday night at 8:20.
Okay, another prime timer.
Yeah, I think the only primetime game they had on the schedule was against the Jets in a few weeks.
Right.
So that Vikings Colts game been moved to 8:20 Sunday.
Little flex in prime time.
There you
Okay.
go.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The last time the Colts played at Minnesota, I think they blew a 33-0 lead.
I'm trying to erase that from my memory.
Was that the biggest blown lead in the history of the NFL, that trip? 75 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. We're going to play a fun round of Is This Anything next.
You know, we loved the job Galaxy Concrete Coatings did on my garage floor. They put this new coating on my garage floor. It's not slippery. It's sturdy. It's 4 times as strong. And the color's not going to fade. It's easy to clean, and they did this within a day. They totally transformed my old, gross, cracked, uneven, unmaintained garage floor, turned it into something beautiful. My new Galaxy Concrete garage floor is out of this world. And I'm having the guys back to come down to my basement and take a look at the concrete in my furnace room. If they could work a miracle with my garage, they got their work cut out for them in my furnace room. But I know they could do it. I know they have the experience, and they were great to work with. Check out their website to see pictures, to get a quote, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or give them a call, 751-9070.
The leaves turn golden and the air grows crisp. There's something special brewing, something that captures the very essence of fall. Introducing Pumpkin Something, a smooth, spice-filled bourbon infused with the perfect mixture of allspice, pumpkin, clove, cinnamon, and ginger. It's the taste of autumn in a glass, a sip of warmth on a cool evening. Crafted with care and precision at Hotel Tango Distillery. Known for its commitment to quality and innovation, this new blend promises a unique tasting experience that celebrates the essence of fall. Pumpkin Something from Hotel Tango Distillery is guaranteed to elevate any fall cocktail. Add it to your warm cider in the evening or to your fall lattes. You can do anything with Pumpkin Something from Hotel Tango Distillery. Available for a limited time only. Visit your local liquor store and bring home the taste of fall with Pumpkin Something from Hotel Tango Distillery, because autumn never tasted so good. Sip responsibly.
Indy, tired of using the fall to paint your house year after year? Then do what Deanna did. She called Rhino Shield.
I was noticing some cracks and the paint's faded. I was like, okay, I think I should get my house painted. So my neighbor had a Rhino Shield placard in the yard. And after they were finished, I was just, wow. With the warranty and everything, it just seemed silly not to go that route.
The ceramic coating of Rhino Shield is specifically formulated for our climate.
So the Rhino Shield crew came out. Nothing was damaged in the process. I was very happy. You couldn't even tell they were there. And the house looked so different. It just looked like a new home.
And right now, Indy, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers.
I think it increases the curb appeal of your home. Definitely worth it.
Here's Rhino Shield Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-0395. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395.
Hi, Donald Trump Jr. here. I never thought I'd see price fixing as a campaign promise. What's next? Is your 401k or IRA on the left's to-do list? This is why you need to act now and protect your nest egg. I believe gold is the answer. To find out more, get a free info kit from Birch Gold by texting the word SHELTER to the number 989898. Act now to secure your financial future. Text SHELTER to the number 989898 for your free info kit from Birch Gold.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, your American Standard air dealer in Hendricks County.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Big Nige. Is this anything? Jelly Roll. Now, when I refer to the performer Jelly Roll, is he a country artist? Is he a Southern rock artist? Is he a rapper? How do we refer to Jelly Roll?
I mean, I think all three. I think you just encapsulated his style by all three of those genres, which
Okay.
kind of mix and match.
Musical performer Jelly Roll was one of several musicians who performed in honor of Ozzy Osbourne. He did pretty well on Mama, I'm Coming Home until the end of the song.
I heard this. What was this? Was
And
this
then-
during the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I think so. So he's doing Mama, I'm Coming Home. Everything's great, but at the very end, yeah.
I don't care about the sunshine, yeah. 'Cause mama, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming
Yeah, first of all, that was the only bad part about the song. He's trailed off at the end. I don't know if maybe his monitors in his ear went out. Like he was playing with Ozzy's old guitarist, Zach Wilde, the bassist for Metallica, Robert, Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers. I don't know what happened there, but it sounded, you go back and listen to the whole thing, it sounded great right until the very end where he lost the tone, the tonality.
Sounded like Sing Along with Hammer at the very end.
I'm coming home, but I'm not going to try to dismiss the success that Jelly Roll has had. Very popular, very successful artist.
And he seems like a dude that got his act together.
Yeah, went to
and
jail.
is trying to make a difference.
Went to jail for many years. Never thought. I mean, you talk about somebody that's came from nothing. Another example of how America is one of the greatest countries, if not the greatest country in the world. This guy had nothing, and he is a huge star now.
And speaks to like people who are incarcerated.
Right. He goes to prisons and speaks. Yeah.
So good for him. Is this anything? A crowd of people were cheering for a woman named Amanda who tried to make it all the way up a down escalator.
Did you see this?
No.
Oh, it's so funny.
So keep in mind, the escalator's going down.
And it's a big one, too. It's not like the one in Circle Center.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a giant, it's like the one at Lucas Oil.
She's trying to run all the way up. It was at the Wells Fargo Center in Philly at a Shane Gillis concert. Here's the audio of people cheering her on, and then
she just doesn't make it.
When she doesn't make it, Philly fans do what they do best.
She's just by herself.
Come on.
No. It just can't do it. You'll hear her start. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. And here come the boos.
Because she just sits down. She just gives up.
Oh, no.
She ran like 3/4 of the way up, but that thing was moving, too. That escalator, again, it wasn't one of those short ones like at Circle Center or some shopping mall. This was at the,
Wells Fargo Center in
where
Philly.
the comedian Shane Gillis was performing. I just think it's hilarious that she had the crowd solid behind her back, but then when she couldn't make it up that last few, she just turned around and sat down with her head in her hands, just defeated, and it was actually a pretty sad scene.
Speaking of sad scenes, is this anything? A funeral home in Poland has had to apologize after a corpse fell out of a hearse and ended up in traffic. The company is blaming the incident on, quote, an unexpected technical failure.
Hey, sorry about your corpse.
Oh, no.
Is that how that goes? I mean, how do you apologize for something like that? What kind of technical failure besides not clipping in the seat belt for the coffin could you have in a hearse?
You didn't lock the door? Like, is that what we're talking about here? Did it fly out? I don't know.
But no, it's saying the corpse fell out of the coffin.
Right.
Into traffic on the street. And again, I want to know how the apology goes. Yeah, sorry, man. Jim didn't lock the door all the way.
Again,
screw up, man.
He's new, and we're gonna have to talk to him. Like, that would be my luck, though. I'd be coming into work. I'm already running late, and then I hit a corpse in the street. Like, could you imagine calling David Wood? Look, man, I'm going to be a little bit late today. Funeral, hearse, and the body flew out, and I hit it.
And then they offered me this half-assed apology. Yeah, sorry, we'll get it. We got this taken care of. I got it. There's these two guys start, like, on either end of the body. They just pick it up, one by his shoulders, one by his feet.
They're swinging him to get back in the...
The foot falls off.
Oh. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Does your job require you to be on your feet all day? Teachers, postal carriers, salespeople, and restaurant staff. Many of us need our feet to get through the day. Hi, it's Phoebe with the Good Feet Store, and I'd like you to hear from Donna. She's a nurse and a real Good Feet Store customer who wanted to share her story.
Oh, I have to tell you, I have struggled with pain in my feet. I was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis. With the 3-step program, it really fits to your lifestyle. I work in a hospital. I'm a registered nurse, so being on my feet, walking throughout the hospital during the day, I am free from any type of pain. And after working a 12-hour shift, I go home and my feet do not hurt.
Whether you're a nurse like Donna or anyone wanting to enjoy work without your feet getting in the way, come see us at the Good Feet Store. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood just off the 65. Learn more at goodfeet.com. Good Feet Arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book an appointment for your free personalized fitting at goodfeet.com or just stop in. Walk-ins are welcome. Helping people live pain-free, 2 feet at a time.
Tony Katz here for Premier Arms in Brownsburg, your premier gun store. Over 1,200 firearms in stock and the largest selection of used firearms in the area. Premier Arms is home of the Buy Room. This exclusive, private, and secure room is where Premier Arms will buy your estate or special collection of firearms and jewelry. Premier Arms and PA Jewelers, their one-of-a-kind jewelry store located in the same building, are the largest buyers of firearms, firearm collections, and estate jewelry in the Midwest. Talk to Premier Arms today. 3754 South Green Street. Online at premierarms.com.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning. Owner Robert Kirby reminds us you don't have to be blessed with American Standard equipment to be a customer.
Our technicians are trained to work on any make or model. We're real customer oriented, so we want to do the best for the customer. So we're going to give multiple options for repair, replacement, what's the best for the customer.
Just go to KirbyHeating.com. Serving Hendricks and surrounding counties, Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Indiana has nearly 2,800 pig farmers and ranks 5th in the country in pork production. Hoosier pig farmers are raising some of the finest pork in the nation. October is National Pork Month. From family farms to innovative operations, Indiana's pig farmers are committed to quality and sustainability, all while providing your family pork that's packed with protein, vitamins, and minerals that are good for you. So the next time you're at the grocery store or your favorite restaurant, make pork your choice and celebrate Indiana pig farmers.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Found in the capital city. Sunny 75 at the Circle. No rain in sight on radar. 47 is your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox from Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 4:32. An 11-year-old kid abducted from Iowa was found in Indianapolis this morning. State Police Sergeant John Perrine says that they worked with officers in Iowa City to find the kid.
We rely a lot on investigative technology, and they were able to use that technology to relay information to us quick, and our troopers were able to get into the area that they believed the person was at.
Police found a car near a gas station on Lafayette Road just off I-65. They arrested Ronique Pittman, the child's non-custodial parent. Kid is okay, by the way. It was an emotional morning in the opening session of the Delphi trial today. Crime scene photos of both Abby and Libby were shown to the entire room. Reports saw the pictures were pretty graphic. Blood splatter could be seen on the ground, even on trees. The Carroll County deputy who was the first to see the girls also gave testimony. Former President Donald Trump in North Carolina today to meet with people who were impacted by Hurricane Helene. Here's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal.
Former President Trump called the damage he saw on the drive up to Swannanoa devastating. He brought up business owners and lawmakers to speak who praised him but asked that he not forget them. He criticized the current White House and FEMA response but said this was his message to North Carolina.
I'm with you, and the American people are with you all the way. We're going to continue to be with you. We'll see what happens with the election.
He praised people for voting early despite the devastation. More than 1 million votes had been cast in the state by Sunday afternoon.
Voting is the least of it right now. They got to vote. They want to vote because it's very important, but they have to survive.
He said the GoFundMe he started raised $8 million for charities that work in the area. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
The Biden administration says about 5,500 people have been deployed in the southeast to help out with that hurricane recovery.
Today, Administrator Deanne Criswell is in North Carolina with Governor Roy Cooper and state officials to continue surveying damage and ensure that resources continue to make it to the communities and survivors who need them.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says the administration's committed to helping out as many people as they possibly can. At $3.05, that's the average price for a gallon of gas in Indiana today. According to GasBuddy.com, it's about 8 cents below the national average. A mixed day to start on the market. Start the week, that is. The Dow dropped by 344 to 42,931. The NASDAQ was up by 50 to 18,540. The S&P 500 slipping by 10 to 5,853. Traffic and weather in 60 seconds. It's 4:35.
It's starting to be fall in Indiana, the perfect time to tackle home projects you've been putting off before winter arrives. With Moss Roofing by your side, you don't have to do it alone. They're ready to assist with your roofing and siding needs, ensuring your home is safe and ready for the holidays. Let Moss Roofing, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com, give your home a serious glow up with premium James Hardy siding, tough enough to face Indiana's wild weather and stylish enough to turn heads on your block. And the best part, their free inspections come with a 3D design preview so you can see your home's stunning makeover before the work begins. Contact Moss Roofing for a job done right every shingle time at Moss Roofing, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com, or call 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 317-747-3665. That's 747-3665. Or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com. And don't forget, tell them Tony Katz sent you.
With traffic at 4:36, here's Matt Bear.
West side westbound Rockville Road closed because of a serious crash, injury, and entrapment. Westbound Rockville Road shut down between Bridgeport and Raceway Road. Looking at the south side, westbound 465 stop and go traffic from 65 over 231. Eastbound 70 grinding into downtown from Holt Road. That delay to make it to the south split is 14 minutes. Southbound 465 on the west side stall near West 21st Street. That's blocking the right shoulder, causing stop-and-go traffic from I-65 down to 74 Crawfordsville Road. North side eastbound 465 stop-and-go from Westville Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. And a crash, Fisher State Road 37 near 141st. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road at North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A mostly clear Monday night is ahead for us with lows falling into the upper 40s. Then we're in for another 70-degree day for our Tuesday. We can't rule out a stray shower or two with a slight breeze out of the south at times. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on The Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, man, I'm so excited because we have an Old Balls Tim Walz update. Kamala Harris's running mate, the governor of Minnesota. So we please, ladies and gentlemen, need the official Tim Walz music.
Joe Biden's got old balls. Chuck Schumer has old balls. Mitch McConnell has old balls. Bernie Sanders has old balls. dirty, saggy balls.
Oh.
Pelosi has old balls.
Come on.
But Tim Walz has the oldest balls of them all.
I mean, Tim Walz is younger than Donald Trump, but you look at this guy, man, he looks like Wilford Brimley sans the mustache. So, listen, based on the polling, if you buy that kind of thing,
diabetes,
the Harris-Walz campaign is having a hard time appealing to men. They tried to start this white dudes for Harris thing.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that commercial didn't work?
That did not work.
I'm a white man, and I'm not afraid to vote for Kamala Harris.
It did not work.
I don't think any of those guys were men on that commercial.
White dudes for Harris didn't work. Having Harry Sisson didn't work. So they got together and thought, all right, we're going to have to just go all in. The way to fix our problem with red-blooded American men is we're going to have Tim Walz go on The View. That'll fix everything.
There it is.
So, sorry to spoil this for you, Nigel. We're going to play a soundbite. I know you wanted to watch this tonight because you've got it set up to record.
Got my routine.
But Tim Walz goes on The View and is basically asked about being a pathological liar. And his go-to response is, well, I speak in the moment.
Can't there be no gray area? And how would you convey to voters they may be concerned that there's a trust issue?
Yeah, I do think you have to be careful about this. If it's stating, in Hong Kong in August of 89, 35 years ago, I think people do separate that between a pathological liar like Donald Trump. They get it out there. But I do think it's important that we're careful about how we speak. It's something for me is, I think, being a teacher, being a coach, I just speak from my heart. I speak honestly. I speak in the moment.
I speak in the moment.
That's what you were doing. That's why you said you're out there in Tiananmen Square. No, I just speak it in the moment. Is that why you left your comrades, your military guys, the National Guard? You retired, which he had every right to do, but right before the deployment to Iraq, he's like, I'm out of here.
And then he claimed he was in war, which you never were. Claimed he was in Hong Kong during the Tiananmen Square massacre. He wasn't, but speaking in the moment. And then in that soundbite, I don't know if anybody else caught this, he calls Donald Trump a pathological liar. Listen, maybe Trump is, maybe he isn't, but Tim Walz isn't the guy to say that. Tim Walz calling somebody a pathological liar is like Jeffrey Toobin telling somebody, hey, you better keep your hands above your waist. Maybe not fondle yourself on a Zoom. It's a bad look.
Like for Tim Walz to talk about, like, not only did he loves abandoning people. He abandoned his unit before they got shipped to Iraq, even though he had every right to do so. I'm not saying he was dereliction of duty or anything, but it was completely demoralizing for him to leave his unit before they got shipped off. But you remember, he's Minneapolis during the riots. He initially said no to bringing in the National Guard and was totally complacent in letting the third. Well, I believe it was the 3rd police precinct burn down. And then he blamed everything on the liberal mayor.
Right. Jacob Fry is not somebody that's a MAGA Republican by a long shot. And then you've got Old Balls and his wife saying how much they love the smell of like burning fires in their city in some bizarre interview. He's a weirdo.
I remember that, yeah.
Again, everything they've tried to say about J.D. Vance was a deflection away from Tim Walz. We mentioned earlier that today Kamala Harris is out on the stump with Liz Cheney, really hoping to, again, try to tap into some of those male votes. Meanwhile, you've got Elon Musk announcing he's going to be giving away $1 million a day to a registered voter in a swing state that signs his petition supporting the First and Second Amendments.
Cool.
It's for a political action conference that supports Trump to help register voters. Here's Elon Musk talking about the giveaway.
We really want to try to get as many people as possible to sign this petition. So I have a surprise for you, which is that we're going to be awarding $1 million randomly to people who have signed the petition every day from now until the election.
And people are filing suit, figuring out a way to call this illegal. You're buying votes. That's not what he's doing at all. I tell you what vote buying looks like. It's forgiving college debt.
Yes.
Even though the Supreme Court says you're full of crap and can't do it. That's vote buying. This is saying, hey, yeah, sign this petition and I'll pick $1 million winner at random every day. Did he say every day?
Yes.
Wow.
$1 million a day. And already Jacob Shapiro in Pennsylvania is filing suits.
Yeah.
Again, they seem to be okay with George Soros and all of that money coming into these political action committees. But when Elon Musk does it, now we got to have some legal stuff.
Good point.
According to a new study, it shows that the average American consumes over 36,000 grams of sugar per year.
Ew.
That's about 99 grams of sugar per day. That's the equivalent of 2 12-ounce cans of soda every single day.
I wonder what the real story is on drinking like a regular Mountain Dew with real sugar versus a Diet Mountain Dew with the fake stuff. I always hear, you're better off. If you're going to drink that stuff, you're better off drinking the real thing.
But the real thing has calories, and the diet doesn't, but it's got the, aspartame in it. But we're also leaving out of the argument the zero sugar Mountain Dews, which I've kind of become a fan of as I'm trying to wean off of drinking damn many.
They'll find a way. When I say they, the health experts will find a way to admonish you for drinking because there's other ingredients that they replace those with in there. That you're going to get cancer. You're going to grow a second head.
And they do this with everything, right? 1 minute coffee's good for you, and then it's bad. 1 minute eggs are good, then it's bad. 1 minute a rotten deer anus is good, next minute it's bad. They do it all the time. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good?
Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile. And ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 11/17/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Community Health Network cares for your heart health. From heart scans and vascular screenings to complex heart procedures, you can count on our expert team for the highest quality cardiovascular care, when and where you need it. Your path to a healthy heart starts with knowing your risk. Schedule a heart scan or vascular screening today. Visit ecommunity.com/heart. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Eligible Hoosiers, listen up. Election Day is November 5th,
This is a reminder from the Indiana Secretary of State. Make a plan to get to the polls and vote. Indiana's elections are safe, secure, and transparent. Go to indianavoters.com to find polling locations, volunteer to work at the polls, and more information for Election Day. Make your vote count this Election Day, November 5th. This message is brought to you by your Indiana Secretary of State.
Truck drivers, are you tired of missing out on valuable time at home? At Midwest Logistics Systems, you can find a local dedicated job that gets you home every day. Plus, we offer predictable Monday through Friday schedules with occasional Saturdays. As an MLS driver, you'll haul 100% no-touch freight, earn performance and safety bonuses, and have access to full benefits. Don't wait. Upgrade your driving job today. Search jobs and apply now at MidwestLogisticsSystems.com. That's MidwestLogisticsSystems.com.
This is Danny Reinhardt with Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Give us a call for any of your heating and cooling needs. We're here to serve you. 317-745-4526.
Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard Air dealer.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Couple things here real quick. Coming up after 5 o'clock, 5:06, Donnie Burgess from the newsroom will join us with the latest on a very interesting day in the courtroom today for the Delphi murder trial. We'll talk to him about that. Also, we need 47 of you to like the YouTube feed right now. That gets us to 100 likes. Go to the WIBC YouTube stream. Hit that thumbs up. We need 47 of you. Who's going to be the hero? Who's going to help us out? Like the stream. Help us get to 100. Matt Bear.
West Side, westbound, Rockville Road closed at Raceway Road because of a crash, injury, and entrapment here. You can use 10th or Washington Street to get around that. Looking at eastbound 70, loaded Holt Road into Meridian, Illinois for a delay time of 13 minutes. Southbound 65 closed at West. It will be for the rest of the month. Looking at the south side, westbound 465 slow off 65 over to US 31. A crash on the southwest side. This is Minnesota at Holt Road. Northwest side, northbound 465 stop and go before 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road at North Shadeland or online at DrexelIN.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
77 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Do you suppose we'll meet any wild animals?
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs. Have some fun.
The dingo ate your baby.
And now Hammer and Nigel proudly presents.
Damn, nature, you scary.
Lions.
And tigers. And bears.
Oh,
Yeah, this one's going to infuriate me already. Dayline, Bedford, Indiana. 3-year-old kid recovering after being scratched by a monkey inside a central Indiana Walmart.
And it wasn't Beech Grove. Suck on that, everybody.
Bedford.
How do you like them apples, huh?
Indiana. The police chief says that the 3-year-old was scratched by a 16-year-old monkey and that the parents of the child declined medical treatment at the scene. Could a brother not get a rabies test on a 3-year-old?
If my kid gets
monkey?
scratched by a monkey, I want the medical treatment.
Yeah. In an email sent Thursday, I believe this is in an email to Fox 59, a woman identifying herself as the child's mother said that the monkey's owner showed them paperwork for an emotional support animal. Oh, well, that's fine. That's all good. However, she said the paperwork was registered to a dog.
So, hold on. The paperwork was registered to a dog.
Yes. So the monkey was at least reportedly wearing a diaper, had a leash attached to its waist. The woman said she is now hoping that Indiana lawmakers change the rules surrounding pet animals being allowed in public, hoping wild animals are more regulated. You think?
Damn, nature, you scary.
Get your monkey out of Walmart. Like, honestly.
My God, can we put that on a T-shirt in the merch store? Get your monkey out of Walmart. Now available at the Hammer and Nigel Show store.
But at the very least, keep it away from my kid. And who are these lunatics that aren't letting their 3-year-old get medical treatment after being scratched by him? I don't know how rabies works. I don't know if you be bitten or scratched or if monkeys can even carry rabies. I don't know. I'm getting all the medical treatment I need, and I'm having that monkey tested for any sort of disease as well.
Yeah. I want my kid tested. I want the monkey tested, and somebody needs to make this right.
Shut up about your emotional support animal. Just get a dog.
You don't need a monkey in a diaper. Nige, if you need a reason to drink tonight, happy 82nd birthday to Judge Judy.
Oh. Okay.
Judge Judy Scheinlin is 82 years old.
I wouldn't have been able to tell you her last name. Wow. Judge Judy. How old?
82.
Okay, wow.
So tell me, you have to pick one of these as your favorite judge. Choose your fighter here.
All right.
Judge Judy.
Listen to me carefully. You're an idiot.
Friend of the show, Judge Janine.
You have no right to ask an employee about her sexual likes and dislikes, pervert.
Or actor Judge Reinhold.
Mister, if you don't shut up, I'm going to kick 100% of your ass.
I'm going for Judge Janine through and through, 100%. Pervert.
Pervert. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I'm going with you on that one, too. Can I hear Judge Janine just one more time, Allison? This is when she was on Fox talking about the love Governor Cuomo in New York being creepy around his subordinates.
You have no right to ask an employee about her sexual likes and dislikes, pervert.
I don't know why, but I feel like we should be going to Matt Bear every time we do that. Allison, we've got an awesome contest here, and I need some mood music to talk about it. The World Food Championships, baby.
Yeah.
Coming to Indy November 8th through the 12th, the Indiana State Fairgrounds. The barbecue, the fire, all of the samples you can handle. I have never been more excited for something coming to Indy in my entire life. It's bigger than the Super Bowl. It's bigger than the Final Four. And caller number 9, you get 2 tickets to the World Food Championships. 239-9393.
As the summer fades and the cool breeze of fall sets in, it's the perfect time to get back to the basics, especially when it comes to your financial future. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe in simplifying your retirement plan. Our team of advisors help you build a customized retirement strategy that is designed to help reduce risk, increase income, and mitigate tax. Whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your plan, we're here to guide you every step of the way. It's never too early or too late to make sure your financial future is secure. Text BASICS to 888-262-1104 to download your complimentary retirement planning toolkit today. That's BASICS to 888-262-1104. Howard Bailey Financial. Back to the basics. Forward to your future. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Mortgage rates are down and creating more active buyers and sellers. You've been waiting. Now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving prices down. Maximize your home sale now with the market expert who delivers maximum money in less time, Mark Dietl. Perhaps you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Ray in Indianapolis had to say about working with Mark Dietl. I needed to move in a hurry, so I was out the door into a new home, but left with the big problem of selling my old home with 2 mortgage payments fast approaching. I heard Mark Dietl was the answer, and I heard right. I was ecstatic when Mark sold my home for the price I needed in 2 days on the market. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietl at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, Dietel.com. Tell him Rob sent you.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed the musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Indiana Pathways for Aging helps Hoosier Medicaid members age 60 and over get support at no additional cost to live life their way.
Mom's Parkinson's is progressing, and Pathways provides in-home support so she can be with family every day.
Pathways coordinates Medicaid and Medicare services. I'm getting help with meals, personal care, and transportation.
One day, I might choose a nursing home, but today, I have options with Pathways.
To learn more, eligible members call 87 Pathway 4 or visit in.gov/pathways.
At Shane Company, we make finding your perfect engagement ring fun and easy. Because let's be honest, you might feel a little stressed out. We get it. That's why we do all the hard stuff. It's our job to bring you the biggest selection of beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones, so many amazing settings, and all the customization your heart desires. We've got your style and your price range covered, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Come in for a warm welcome and leave with your dream ring and an experience you'll never forget. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Coming up in 2 minutes, the jury got a look at the crime scene. Donnie Burgess reports on the Delphi trial. A kid from Iowa was abducted and found in Indianapolis this morning, and why having a bonfire this week could turn out to be a bad idea. That's all coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
The minimum wage hits the campaign trail. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Vice President Kamala Harris says the current federal minimum, $7.25 an hour, adds up to just $15,000 a year for working full time.
I absolutely believe we must raise minimum wage and that hardworking Americans, whether they're working at McDonald's or anywhere else, should have at least the ability to be able to take care of their family and take care of themselves.
Harris also says she did work at McDonald's as former President Trump continues to accuse her of lying about it. Harris holding events in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin today with former GOP Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who says some Republicans are worried about political violence, but that they can vote for Harris and never have to say a word about it. This as Trump spends the day in another swing state, North Carolina.
I'm here today with a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote in this election, I will end inflation, I will stop the invasion, and I will bring back the American dream.
That rally in Greenville after the former president got a firsthand look at some of Hurricane Helene's worst devastation in the Asheville area, pledging to help rebuild if elected. Trump also suggesting again that some disaster money was diverted to handle a migrant crisis, which FEMA denies. A new poll finds most voters are unhappy about the economy and split on which candidate would make it better.
7 in 10 say the country's going in the wrong direction. About half describe the economy as poor or very poor in this new Associated Press NORC poll. It asks which candidate would do a better job on specific aspects of the economy, with the majority liking former President Trump's plan for more taxes on foreign products and Vice President Harris seen as better for middle-class taxes and lowering the cost of housing. Voters are about evenly split on who'd do better with jobs and unemployment and prices for groceries and gas.
Fox's Chris Foster. A Washington Post poll finds a statistical dead heat in all 7 battleground states. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Pictures from the scene of the crime. 75 degrees and sunny in downtown Indianapolis. Radar's clear. Low temps drop to the mid-40s tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox Here's what's trending at 5:02. Crime scene photos in the Delphi murders trial were shown to the jury this morning. Donnie Burgess reports.
The photos show the bodies of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, and every bloody detail you could imagine was discussed by State Police Sergeant Jason Page, who took the photos 7 years ago. The families turned away, and the jury was visibly shaken, say reporters in the courtroom. Branches were found on the bodies, and blood splatter was high up on nearby trees. Richard Allen is charged with 4 counts of murder. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Donnie's going to join Hammer and Nigel here in a few minutes to talk more about the case. A child is safe after being abducted by their non-custodial parents. State Police Sergeant John Perrine reported that troopers found the woman and the child together this morning.
The car was parked at the gas station when our troopers came in contact with it, and there was no resistance. There was no issue. Once they made contact with the people in the car, they were able to take the adults into custody, and the child was safely recovered.
Ronique Pittman of Goldsboro, North Carolina, is who was taken into custody on an Iowa arrest warrant for child abduction by a non-custodial parent. You're being told to not burn anything outdoors, partly because of how windy and dry it's going to be this week.
We are expecting tomorrow the winds to increase a little bit more, leading to just a little higher threat of wildfire spread in that case.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says wind speeds could have reached 25 miles per hour. And Indianapolis is getting a direct flight to Ireland. Here's Ryan Hedrick.
You may remember that before the pandemic, Hoosiers could fly nonstop on Delta Airlines to Paris. But like many other things during COVID, that option for an affordable nonstop flight to Europe disappeared. Starting next May, you'll be able to fly nonstop from Indianapolis to Dublin and beyond.
I've always described our city as world class, and that's never been truer than right now. In this moment.
At a news conference on Monday, Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogg said Aer Lingus will provide the services. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
Mike loves the fall in Indy, but he hates to paint, so he called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received a postcard from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
And right now, Indy, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers.
The thing about Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
With traffic on the 5s at 5:05, here's Matt Baer.
Northbound 465 stop and go traffic 86th Street up to 865. Eastbound 465 grinding after Meridian over to the White River. Looking at downtown, southbound 65 closed at West Street. It will be for the rest of the month. Eastbound 70 stop and go before Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. On the south side, pockets of slow on eastbound 465 running from Sam Jones over 231. Southeast side, southbound 465 is stopped from 74 to Arlington Avenue. This is a crash on the west side. Westbound Rockville Road closed before Raceway Road because of a crash with injury and entrapment. Also a crash downtown. This is Penn, south of Maryland. Traffic sponsored by Train Heating and Cooling Systems. Train Heating and Cooling Systems are engineered to keep up with you. They run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A mostly clear Monday night is ahead for us with lows falling into the upper 40s. Then we're in for another 70-degree day for our Tuesday. We can't rule out a stray shower or two with a slight breeze out of the south at times. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Hey, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer here with a very special in-studio guest.
Donnie Burgess from the WIBC newsroom joins us. Donnie has been in the courtroom during this trial. He is part of the group of reporters that are kind of pulling all the information together to provide updates on the Delphi murder trial. Donnie, today is day 3. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but we'll reset this for those who may be just getting off work or maybe they're going to work. Today was the day where some very grisly images were shown in the courtroom.
Yeah, today was the day that over 40 photographs were shown of the bodies of Abigail Williams and Liberty German. They were shown to the jury and to the entire courtroom. And I've been inside of the courtroom. I was there Friday for day 1. It's a small courtroom, so there's not a lot of ways in which you could try and avoid not showing everyone. Everyone saw the pictures, and
family included.
Yes, family included. They broke down crying. They turned away, turned their heads.
Some of the details here were Abby was dressed, Libby was not.
Yes.
Abby's clothes appeared to be damp. Bloodstains were visible on both young ladies, not only just on them, but on the ground and the nearby trees as well.
Yes.
Both girls suffered lacerations to their throats, and Abby's body was 3 to 5 feet away from Libby's, according to the images. And also, I thought this was interesting. Again, the pool information, a series of reporters from various Indianapolis media working together here. Tree branches were set up in a pattern near the girls that appeared to be in a V or a cross-shaped pattern.
Yes, and one of the crime scene investigators who was there checking out the scene back in 2017, he said human hands put these branches on these girls.
Were they trying to hide them?
I'm not sure. And for a long time, we all remember the Odinism theory of, well, the girls were killed in a ritual, and then the branches were placed in a ritual style, and that was a part of the narrative for a long time. And that part is not going to, at least for now, not play a big role in the trial. So for now, we don't know. It could have been trying to hide him. We're not sure what it is just yet. But they spent over 90 minutes in the courtroom today going through every photo in meticulous detail, and that absolutely had a devastating effect on everyone in the room.
We heard reports that even some jurors were, I don't know if crying is the right word, but it was a very emotional day for everybody, including the jurors.
I can tell you from being in there day 1, it did not take long. Becky Patty was the first witness called Friday. She's Liberty German's grandmother, and she broke down crying several times, and so did the jury. Multiple people on the jury, and that's when the judge called for a break. So it would not surprise me at all to learn that the jury, and these are people from Allen County, they managed to find some people who are not very familiar with the case. So all of this is hitting them for the very first time.
At least we believe, anyway. Assuming they didn't lie to get on to the trial.
Of course, and even if they have heard a little bit about it, they're being hit with the most raw details imaginable, So it was a very emotional day for everyone.
So that was in the morning part of day 3 today. Since then, what's transpired in the courtroom?
So since then, I'm trying to find the individual's name. Indiana State Police Sergeant Dwayne Datzman, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He was called to testify. He was a crime scene technician. He's retired now, and he was there working the scene back in 2017. And he testified that there was glitter found on the leaves that that detective spotted with like one of those black lights. That the sticks that we had talked about earlier, they didn't even collect those for about a month.
They weren't taken into evidence.
Yeah, they eventually did come and grab those. He testified that no one checked the creek level to see how high it was because the state claims that Allen marched the girls across Deer Creek. That was another thing, but here's the big one. Beating around the bush here. Here's the big one. Datzman today testified that none of the DNA found at the crime scene belongs to Richard Allen.
So this was the investigator from the Indiana State Police?
Indiana State Police. He was a crime scene technician, has been for decades, retired now. He was there investigating the scene, and that's what he testified to today in court, that none of the DNA, none of it, is Richard Allen's.
Did the defense capitalize on that? Did they say, hey, look,
I'm still collecting a lot of the notes right now from it, but it was during what some of the reporters have called a very contentious cross-examination between the defense and Sergeant Datzman. So I will collect more of that information for everyone listening. That information will be on WIBC.com tonight. It's a lot of notes and information, but for Richard Allen's DNA to not be found at the crime scene, testified to by a crime scene investigator, huge.
Now, the unspent casing, the bullet, as some people would say,
yes.
I don't know what the correct term is here, did belong to Richard Allen, but his DNA was not found at the crime scene. Do I have this correct?
Well, so we're starting to get a little bit into the weeds on that. So Friday during opening statements, Andrew Baldwin, Richard Allen's attorney, claimed that the bullet, which was found face down, stuck into the ground, it was essentially picked up, taken a picture taken of it, and then no further examination after that for a long time. And he claims that the state says, like, hey, this looks like it was cycled through Richard Allen's gun. And they're really calling into question the ballistics, and Baldwin has made a point to now further build on. There's a man who has a property nearby. You can see his property from the crime scene, who also had a gun with the same caliber bullet that police have still not been able to exclude yet. And the defense is also building on the theory that all the officers who investigated that crime scene had the same exact caliber bullet as well.
Interesting. Okay.
Hey, take me through. We'll get back to the case in just a second, but you were in the courtroom Friday?
I was there Friday.
What are the logistics, the mechanics? What are you scribbling notes furiously? How are you getting the information that you're learning back out into the other reporters that didn't have a chance to get into the courtroom?
Yeah, so everyone, the media is lined up. We are the first row behind the prosecution and defense. Family and public is behind us. And so everyone is furiously taking notes, just as fast as you can, everything you can think of. And then Judge Gall has actually been pretty decent about taking frequent breaks throughout the day. And that's when you have time to rush down. It's on the third floor. You rush down to the first. We all drop our phones off in a cardboard box at the door. We all have to turn them off in front of police, drop them in the box, then we go in. We'll all run outside, grab the phones, run out to the sidewalk. Everybody gets together. And one of the assigned pool reporters will start reading their notes out loud. Okay, did you have this? No, I didn't have that. Okay, well, let's clarify this.
It's like a group project from back in the day when you were in school.
And then they all start taking pictures of all the notes, send them out to the group Delphi email that we have, and then everyone runs back inside, turns their phones off, drop it, and runs back up to the third floor.
So this is a team effort here from all the media reporters in the city
who are competing with each other in a sense, I would think. But now it's like you're all on the same team now.
In a sense, usually yes, but the concept of competition, that's out the window now. And everyone, every outlet that you know of is all out there on the sidewalk getting all. And what's funny is that every time we all gather together on the sidewalk, a lot of the public also gathers around as well. And sometimes
there's public, there's people standing out there, there's citizens standing out there.
Eavesdropping, basically, wanting to hear what you guys are going to cover.
One guy on Friday, he would not leave. And so the chief of police in Delphi had to come over and shoo him away, just like, could you please let them go over their notes, go away, which was funny. But yeah, that's the process right now. And it's actually, I will say, it's working effectively right now.
Donnie Burgess with us from the WIBC newsroom. One more thing here, Donnie. The defense attorneys for Richard Allen were seeking to prohibit the testimony about the contents recovered from Libby German's phone, including the down the hill audio, which we've heard a bunch, and anything that involves Bridge Guy, as he was known as. Do we have any updates on that?
So we don't have any decision on that order. And for those who are not caught up to speed, at the beginning, it was either last night or the beginning of today, one of the two, the defense says that part of that down the hill video also includes what sounds like a word or phrase or sentence from one of the girls. And so what they want to do is prevent any witnesses from being allowed to comment or speculate in court on who they think it is. The defense just wants it played in the courtroom and leave it to the jury. It's almost it's a reverse Uno card of when the prosecutor wanted the suspect sketches. He did not want people commenting on who they thought the suspect was in the suspect sketches. He wanted that left up to the jury. So it's kind of a reverse move from the defense.
One more time before we go to a break here. Donnie Burgess is with us from the WIBC newsroom. Been covering the Delphi murders, trial, all things about this story. The big takeaways from today: the grisly crime scene photos were seen by everybody in the courtroom. And what was the big story that you just brought to us?
That former State Police Sergeant Dwayne Datzman, who was a crime scene investigator there in 2017, he testified in that courtroom today that Richard Allen's DNA was not found at the scene.
Where can we get more information?
WIBC.com.
Donnie Burgess from the WIBC
Thanks, Donnie.
newsroom. Excellent stuff, Donnie. Thank you. Matt Baer, what's going on?
Crash downtown, westbound 70 after West Street. It's on the right shoulder. Pickup truck involved traffic a little bit slow through the area. Please be careful. Eastbound 70 stop and go. Tibbs Avenue into the south. A split. That is a delay of 8 minutes. East side, southbound 465 stop and go traffic. Washington to South Shadeland Avenue. On the north side, eastbound 465 stop and go after Meridian over to Allisonville Road. Crash downtown. It's Penn, south of Maryland. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
77 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Are you okay with this? Next.
Cardiac issues are the leading cause of death in the United States. If you'd like to learn more about a heart health program that goes beyond just drugs or surgery, then join us for our free Holistic Integration Open House event on Wednesday, October 23rd at 6 p.m. You'll hear from Dr. Robert Prather, host of the Voice of Health Radio. You'll learn about our holistic heart program that is designed to give you safe, non-invasive, and medically sound cardiac care. We offer an individually tailored program that is more than just stents or statins. Healthy refreshments will be provided, and those who attend will receive a 20% discount on our autonomic nervous system test that measures your heart function, nervous system, and circulatory system. That's the Holistic Integration Free Open House event featuring Dr. Robert Prather, Wednesday, October 23rd at 6 p.m. Learn more or RSVP by calling 317-848-8048. That's 317-848-8048. Or on our website at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Earn, save, grow. It's time your money works harder and goes further with a Stockyards Bank and Trust CD. For a limited time, earn 5.15 annual percentage yield with our 5-month CD special. Proudly serving our communities since 1904. Visit any of our 5 Indianapolis area locations or syb.com/IndyCD today and experience the Stockyards Bank difference. $10,000 minimum balance required. Limited time offer. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Truck drivers, are you tired of missing out on valuable time at home? At Midwest Logistics Systems, you can find a local dedicated job that gets you home every day. Plus, we offer predictable Monday through Friday schedules with occasional Saturdays. As an MLS driver, you'll haul 100% no-touch freight, earn performance and safety bonuses, and have access to full benefits. Don't wait. Upgrade your driving job today. Search jobs and apply now at MidwestLogisticsSystems.com. That's MidwestLogisticsSystems.com.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
Hi, Donald Trump Jr. here. I never thought I'd see price fixing as a campaign promise. What's next? Is your 401k or IRA on the left's to-do list? This is why you need to act now and protect your nest egg. I believe gold is the answer. To find out more, get a free info kit from Birch Gold by texting the word SHELTER to the number 989898. Act now to secure your financial future. Text SHELTER to the number 989898 for your free info kit from Birch Gold.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Our Turn Back the Time sale has been so crazy good that we're now extending it through Monday, November the 4th. Everything from Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, dining, bedroom, it's all on sale at pre-pandemic prices with free delivery within 75 miles of our store. You will never see these prices again. Hurry in to Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Sale ends Monday.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, your American Standard air dealer in Hendricks County.
Are you really okay with this? Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Hammer, are you okay with this? Donald Trump held a campaign rally in Latrobe, Pennsylvania on Saturday. I believe at one point, Latrobe, like they had a brewing company, like they made Rolling Rock or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, he was in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, big-time swing state. Trump needs Pennsylvania. He made a very personal comment about one of the city's most famous heroes, the late golfer, Arnold Palmer.
This is a home of my friend Arnold Palmer. And he loved Latrobe. You know, he turned out to be one of the greatest golfers in the world. But Arnold Palmer was all man. And I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this guy,
Yes, you do.
This is a guy that was all man. This man was strong and tough. And I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God. That's unbelievable. I had to say it.
Apparently, the late golfer Arnold Palmer, very well endowed, legend in that area. Are you okay with the comments you just heard from Donald Trump?
Yes, of course. It sounds like he had a little bit of a relationship with Arnold Palmer. Maybe they weren't BFF, but he's having some fun. Everything that he was joking about was in a complimentary way. Take that for what it is.
It wasn't like small hands. Marco Rubio has small hands,
right?
Kind of thing,
right? Now, Arnold Palmer's daughter, who's a never Trumper, daughter or granddaughter, has come out and is ripping Donald Trump for this and that, but it's a total complimentary thing. Like, let the record clearly state, if somebody wants to make jokes about how massive my crank is, I'm not going to have my feelings hurt. I promise you.
Are you okay with this? A Cincinnati shoe store was burglarized last week. The thieves stole over 100 right shoes from the business.
Just the right ones.
Just the right shoes. Here is the owner of the Soul Bros shoe store, Hunter, talking about the break-in.
We probably had between 60 to 80 pairs of used on here roughly. I'm going to just close. Like, literally, I was done with it. Like, after this break-in, I was like, I'm done. I just want to close. It seems that that they might have been drunk and just came in here on a whim, but I really don't know. Realized that they took almost every other shoe to a lot of the pairs that were on the wall.
You have a sense of forgiveness for these people.
I've been moving closer, to God, and could be mad every day, and I'm still upset, but I don't want to carry more hate in my heart.
Are you okay with any of this?
No, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but it sounds not like it was a real burglary. This sounds like either a scavenger hunt or somebody was tasked with doing it. Hey, if you want to be part of our crime syndicate, if you want to be part of our gang, this is what you have to do. Break into the shoe store in Cincinnati, and we want 100 right shoes only. It's kind of like when Van Halen says, hey, we want specifically colored M&Ms in our dressing room. Yeah. They didn't care if it happened or not. They wanted to see if you were willing to be that attuned to detail. That's what it was about.
Is there a possibility that there's a black market, of people that are missing their left leg?
That could be. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's another city, across the country that had a break-in of just left shoes. And they're running this whole crime syndicate here. They don't want to steal the shoes together. They want to break in and steal them one by one. I think this is like an initiation type thing more than anything else.
Okay, one more here. A person trying to exterminate bees in upstate New York nearly set their house on fire while using a flame to eliminate the bees on a porch roof. The fire ended up being extinguished by the firefighters, and there were no injuries. Are you okay with this?
No, this is ridiculous. And what scares me, this is going to be my oldest son, Chris Hammer. He's Mr. Johnny Tough Guy. He's in shape. He's fearless. But if a bee comes around, he turns into Tim Walz running on stage for an interview. And proof positive is what happened to us this past weekend down in Tennessee. So my youngest son, Jacob, he's big into ag and agriculture and plants and soil. He gets stung by a hornet twice. He shakes it off. He shakes it off. Yeah, this happens to me all the time when I go to my C9 school in my training. I had a hornet that landed on my shoulder. I didn't know it was there. Jacob points out to me it was there.
I'd flip out.
I flipped it off. And I turned around and looked at Chris and Jacob. Hey, were you guys just going to let me get stung, or were you going to knock it away from me? And Chris just looks at me, my oldest. What the hell did you want me to do about it? So this is my fear. That's going to be him one day. A beehive gets built near his house, and he uses a flamethrower to burn them all to hell. All right, coming up next, we've got Daisy from the Chicks on the Right program. We're going to talk a little bit about Trump working at McDonald's. We got Kamala's media tour. Again, we're in the red zone here. 15 days away until the election. She joins us right after the news with Harrison Silcox.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They were found in Indy. 77 degrees, sunny in downtown Indianapolis. No rain on your radar at the moment. Low of 46 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:30. A child is safe after they were abducted by their non-custodial mother. State Police Sergeant John Perrine reported the troopers found the woman and the child together this morning.
The car was parked at the gas station when our troopers came in contact with it, and there was no resistance. There was no issue. Once they made contact with the people in the car, they were able to take the adults into custody, and the child was safely recovered.
Ronique Pittman in North Carolina was taken into custody on an Iowa arrest warrant for child abduction by a non-custodial parent. Graphic crime scene photos were shown to the jury in Delphi this morning. Here's Donnie Burgess.
Day 3 of the Delphi murders trial began with more testimony about the search for Abigail Williams and Liberty German in 2017. Then came State Police Sergeant Jason Page, who took photos of the body 7 years ago. Those photos were revealed in court, showing in detail the bloody slashes to the girls' necks, as well as the blood splatter on trees and the ground. The photos also showed branches on top of the bodies. The defense plans to point the finger at multiple suspects. Richard Allen is charged with the murders. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Donald Trump was again critical of FEMA while campaigning in North Carolina today.
When I'm president, North Carolina will get the support you need and deserve, and that is without question. is you didn't get the proper support from this administration.
Vice President Kamala Harris was focused on abortion rights while she spoke to voters in Pennsylvania this afternoon.
You don't have to abandon your faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling women what to do with their body. So I do believe it is a compelling issue, especially when we consider the fact that for so many of us, our daughters are going to have fewer rights than their grandmother.
Trump believes abortion should be left up to the states. Election day, November 5th, if you haven't voted early already. It's going to be a windy start to the week.
We are expecting tomorrow the winds to increase a little bit more, leading to just a little higher threat of wildfire spread in that case.
So Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says don't have a fire outside, especially with wind speeds possibly reaching 25 miles per hour tomorrow. Matt Bear's got a look at the roads at 5:32.
All right, Harrison, leaving downtown to the west side crash, west of bound 70 at West Street. This is blocking the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic into the south split. The other way, eastbound 70 stop-and-go Tibbs Avenue to Meridian, Illinois, 8-minute delay. Looking at eastbound 465 on the north side, stop-and-go traffic after Meridian over to Allisonville Road. West side southbound 465 stop-and-go after Washington Street to the White River. Crash downtown, this is Penn south of Maryland, crash Speedway 16th Street at Olin. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road at North Shadeland or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A mostly clear Monday night is ahead for us with lows falling into the upper 40s. Then we're in for another 70-degree day for our Tuesday. We can't rule out a stray shower or two with a slight breeze out of the south at times. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
She is one half of the Chicks on the Right podcast. You can catch her at chicksontheright.com. Daisy joins us. And Daisy, you are a University of Tennessee product. I went down to your neck of the woods this past weekend. Went to the Bama versus Tennessee game. And I apologize if I'm yelling at you because I still can't hear from being inside Neyland Stadium.
I am so freaking jealous that you got to go. That had to have been so much fun with 105,000 of your friends. I mean, it had to have been so much fun.
I heard you mention something. Did you take the goalposts out of the facility?
So the last time Tennessee beat Bama, they carried the goalposts out of the stadium and threw it in the river. This time, the security staff was there with tasers and mace to make sure the goalposts did not leave the stadium.
I love it. I love it. And you know, and I saw, and a lot of my friends who I went to school with, they had the video posted of where you could actually, you were way outside of the stadium and you could hear Rocky Top being, sung outside of it. It's just, oh my God, it's just magical. If you've never been, Nigel, you got to go.
I would love to.
It's a bucket list deal
thing.
For sure.
It is for sure.
And for some, a bucket list deal is working drive-through at McDonald's, and that's what a former president did this past weekend, Daisy. Donald Trump, I think this was a brilliant move, calling Kamala's bullcrap and actually working at McDonald's. The attention that this has received, the memes that this has created, I thought this was brilliant.
Yeah, if you could look at his campaign in pictures, you've got the picture of, you got his mugshot. You've got the picture of him raising his fist in the air. Now you've got the picture of him at McDonald's. I mean, he's had so many just very important, just very historic pictures of his campaign. And that's one of them because you look at the imagery of his campaign. But then also I love how the guy who pulled up to the drive-thru and referred to himself as ordinary. And Trump is like, you're not ordinary. And listen, you guys, he believes that. I believe that he truly believes that. He believes in Americans, which is why he's doing what he's doing. And he understands our plight and truly wants to help us because he's a man of the people, whereas Kamala is a woman of the elites and celebrities and the swamp. And that's why people are endeared to Trump because they see him going in. And he looked like he was having a really good time. I believe he really was because he likes to be around us. whereas she doesn't. She likes to be around celebrities who kiss her butt.
And where are we at? Are we all in agreement that the Kamala Harris never worked at McDonald's? Is that? I mean, there's no proof
I don't
of
believe
that.
it.
She's not offering up any other sort of tax returns or anything like that, right?
Yeah, I don't believe her for 1 second. I think there was a statement. I think her campaign came out with a statement saying that that one of her friends said, "Oh yeah, her friend said that she did work at McDonald's." Like that doesn't make it any more believable.
So we're going full REO Speedwagon here. Heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another that she was working the fries. That's what we're doing here.
Exactly. Yes.
And the thing about Kamala is she spent so much time and attention trying to do this big elaborate media tour of her friends, right? She goes on Stern, she goes on the Call Her Daddy podcast, she goes on all these places. Hell, she even goes on with Brett Baer. To her credit, she went on with Brett Baer. Donald Trump goes to McDonald's and steals all the attention.
Yeah, he did. I mean, she had a pretty bad week last week. Between her and Walls, it was pretty horrific. I mean, they started out with that whole redefining masculinity or whatever that ad was, and like none of those men were actual.
Cringeworthy, man.
Right? I mean, none of them were like actual men. Plus, they were all actors on fake ranches. I mean, stop it. Like any of those dudes have ever been around a farm animal for the right reason, you know?
Bringing it back to the Tennessee game, Daisy, this is a true story. And I texted Nigel and Rob, our coworker, as soon as this happened. So we're, at a restaurant before the game. This is like 3 or 4 hours before the game. We're tailgating a little bit. There are a few Alabama fans in the restaurant, some UT students, and they're students. They walk in, the checkerboard overalls, the bandana on. This one kid does a spot-on Donald Trump impression. Looks at the Alabama fans. Alabama fans here in Knoxville, they're voting for Kamala Harris. Beta males. And the whole place cracks up laughing, and then the guys just walked right out. It was like George Costanza going out on a high.
Oh my God, I love it. I wish you would have gotten that on video. It's fantastic.
Daisy from Chicks on the Right is joining us. One of the things that we talked about last week, and I feel like this warrants a little more attention, is very quietly, the feds came out and said, oh, by the way, crime has gone up. All those crime numbers, they're bull crap. Yeah, it has gone up.
There was a revision.
Right.
Yeah,
so I don't think we're going to get an apology from David Muir, are we? Because he was really quick to fact-check Donald Trump on that debate stage. But anybody with 2 eyes and a functioning brain knows what the real story is.
Totally. Yeah, you're definitely not getting an apology from him. But it shows you how corrupt these entities are, these overblown bureaucratic entities are. And, you can't sugarcoat all of these, crime-ridden places. And we know because we live in them, right? Like people that actually walk around day to day, it's kind of like saying to us, hey, groceries aren't expensive. The economy's great. Can't you guys see that? It's like, no, because we live in it, you morons.
Right.
Like,
they try to tell us border crossings are down. They're down.
Right.
Compared to what?
It's crazy. But then you've got people like Lizzo, right, talking about how great it'd be for America to become Detroit. Are you kidding me? Like, it's second only to St. Louis in crime. So what is it with Democrats and liberals trying to brush over crime and, like, the economy and all this stuff? And we're supposed to pretend that all this stuff is not happening, or all these terrible things and the country being on fire is a good thing. It's like, listen, Detroit sucks. It's like, I don't want the country to be Detroit.
Right. So and I expect Kamala to say that. I expect Lizzo to say that. But I've never seen a gaslighting media machine try to carry a candidate across the line like they're doing Kamala now. Like 60 Minutes at one point in their long storied career was very respected. Now they're fighting about whether or not they've edited video to make Kamala not look like a moron.
Yeah, well, that's why the election's so close. I mean, that's the only reason, because I look around and I'm like, I cannot believe it's even close at all. And the fact that it is close shows you the power of the media. I mean, they took a complete failure of a VP who was a chick that had she had like a 30% approval rating, and they turned her into something that the left at least sees as palatable. I mean, like she's a total empty suit, and she can't do anything without a teleprompter. She's a complete moron, and everything in this campaign is completely scripted. It's just one big giant skit. But it shows you how the media controls the populace, or at least half of us, because we can think critically, but the other half, if they're buying into it, that's one thing. I think a lot of people on the left are buying into it. And then there's a lot of people who are just so taken over by hate, and they just hate Trump so much that they'll say anything to make themselves believe that she is okay, when they know in their hearts that she is so dumb. She's dumber than a stick.
Daisy for the Chicks on the Right here. Before we let you go, your overall thoughts, you touched on it there just briefly, but how are you feeling going into the election? We're a couple of weeks out. Where's your head at in all this?
Okay, well, they've outraised us for sure. But then again, they're the party of the elites, and we're the part. I feel like I know this. We're the party now. The Republicans are of the working class, whether they want to, admit that or not. And so the money stuff, it doesn't surprise me because, I don't have any money to give to campaigns. Do you guys? No. But I think at the end of the day, because I'm a precinct chair here in Texas, it all will come down to who goes to the polls. We have to overwhelm the polls. You gotta vote. You gotta get out there. So you may be pissed off at what's going on, but unless you go and you show up, for your country, for your kids, for your grandkids, we got to do it. You got to vote. And that's what it'll come down to.
Do you think we will have a winner prior to 2-3 days after the eletion? Will we know who
No.
Won? Oh, boy.
No.
Nightmare.
I really, God, I wish I could say yes, you guys, but no, I don't think that we're going to.
I should say, yeah.
No.
And that's what's frustrating because it's gone from election day to like election month. And that's why I think so many people are like, why should I go? It's just going to get rigged. It's just going to get fixed.
I know.
Pallets full of ballots are going to arrive at 3 o'clock in the morning. But you're right. You still got to get out and vote. You've got to make it so it's such a big number. It's hard to rig, right?
Yep. Too big to rig. You got to make it too big to rig. So we just grab your friends, grab your family, grab everybody that you can to go vote with you and vote early, and just make sure that you're doing your civic duty because it's a privilege to vote, and I think a lot of people they've lost that feeling in themselves as they feel like, oh, it doesn't matter. My vote doesn't matter. We see that in our comment section a lot during our podcast where it's like, oh, it doesn't really matter. You are here listening to our podcast. You're engaged already. Like it does matter. It absolutely matters. So make sure that you vote.
What's coming up on Chicks on the Right? What are you guys working on?
Well, I'm sure we're going to be talking more about the Elon-Mark Cuban fight. And then obviously...
Yeah, we didn't get to that. Darn it.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that. I love it. And the fact that Elon's giving money, millions of dollars away, which I love it. If you're in a swing state, I think that's fantastic. So everybody check out our podcast, chicksontheright.com/links. You can find it there.
Daisy, you're the best. We'll talk to you here in a couple weeks.
All right. Talk soon, guys. Bye.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
If you are a single or widowed woman, well, the statistics aren't very pretty. You run into a far greater risk of running out of money in retirement than any man or married couple. Hello there. It's Terry Stacy, and the last thing you want to be is 80 years old, full of life, and flat broke. Discover the strategies that could ensure you never run out of money in retirement with Bill Demery, your retirement guy, right here in Indy. I know Bill, and I trust Bill, and I'm so thankful that he was able to help my mom, too. I don't put my name on any random Joe, but I'm here to say you can count on Bill Demery. Call Bill at 317-349-5212. That's 317-349-5212. 317-349-5212. Call Bill right now.
You need better water, really. Why don't you call C&J Water today for a free water analysis and see why you need better water? When you do, you'll get a 10% discount on all C&J Water products to improve your water quality today. For better skin and hair, you don't need a different shampoo, detergent, or lotion. You need better water. Now's a great time to upgrade. Call C&J Water for great systems and great people too. 317-733-SOFT. That's 317-733-SOFT.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
I had the ring already. She had made it very clear what kind of ring she wanted.
Yep.
I pretended that I was going to kneel and picked up a pine cone instead of pulling out a ring.
What a jerk. But when I saw that ring, I was like, oh, he did good.
I really love Amy. I really, really genuinely love Amy.
I love you too.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-525-9369, 800-525-9369, 800-525-9369.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
Get inspired by new stories and ideas with Audible's incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
This is Danny Reinhardt with Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Give us a call for any of your heating and cooling needs. We're here to serve you. 317-745-4526.
Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard Air dealer.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with supporting sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
Matt Baer, what's up?
Crash leaving downtown westbound 70 West Street, right lane closed. Traffic stop and go through the south split back to St. Clair. And we check out Hendricks County. This is a crash. It's eastbound at 70 near 525 County Road. This is between State Road 39 and 267. Left lane is closed, stopping traffic for about 2.5 miles. Now, because of this crash going from Indianapolis, say out to Little Point, that is westbound 70 stop and go after State Road 267 out to the crash site, so about a 3.5 mile delay there, and a delay in both directions. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up after 6 o'clock, the latest on the Delphi investigation. Very emotional morning session inside that court today. We'll tell you why coming up. It's 76 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Nigel, are you into this little feud between Elon Musk and Mark Cuban, and now Donald Trump and Mark Cuban?
Yeah, it's like a three-way, basically. Trump and Elon versus Mark Cuban, the former he was the principal owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Now he's kind of a minority owner, right? But, went to IU.
Right.
The big sold broadcast.com for $1 billion or something like that.
There's a good chance he'll probably be in Bloomington this weekend when they have the college game day.
That's right.
At IU. He might be the guest picker. I don't know.
There's a feud going on.
But this post that Trump put out on social media, even by his standards, this is pretty strong.
Okay.
This is from real Donald Trump on his Truth Social. Quote, Mark Cuban is a loser. Wouldn't take his phone calls anymore while at the White House, and he went rogue. A weak and pathetic bully. He's got nothing going. Really low club head speed, a total non-athlete.
Is that a bash? Is that a knock against his golf game?
Really low club head speed.
Yes, very low club head speed.
A total non-athlete.
Total non-athlete. What a loser.
That kind of reminds me of like in The Sopranos, where Junior Soprano would always just piss off Tony by saying he didn't have the makings of a varsity athlete.
Your father never had the makings of a varsity athlete. Oh, what the hell's with you?
Like Junior would just get on the skin, in the crawl of Tony by mentioning he never had the makings of a varsity athlete. That's kind of what Trump's doing here to Mark Cuban.
That's it.
But again, College Game Day coming to Bloomington this weekend. If you're going down there, man, have fun, because these types of things don't happen very often to football schools in the state of Indiana that are not in South Bend, right?
True. I mean, I laugh, but yeah, you're speaking the truth.
College Game Day, I think, has been to Purdue once, and that's when the Kyle Orton-led team got beat by Wisconsin.
Really?
And they had an unofficial game day at Indiana when the season kicked off on a Thursday, I believe it was, and IU hosted Ohio State.
Okay.
But that's not a real Saturday game day. This past weekend, Fox's crew was there. This weekend, it's the full-on ESPN, Pat McAfee crew. So, man, if you're going down there, have a good time with that. I had a great time at Rocky Top, man.
I could tell.
Stormed the field, goalposts came down.
Cigar?
Oh, man, the whole joint was smoking stogies, which is the tradition. The winner of the Tennessee-Bama game smokes, and had a great time down there, and bucket list stuff. You want to see some pictures, I put it on my personal social media. That game made up for an awful gambling weekend that I had. So, had a good time.
Can't all be winners.
Top stories, next.
All my friends at B&W are coming to do the yearly maintenance on my furnace. Make sure we got everything in check, ready and raring to go for the fall. Hammer's going to tell you more about B&W.
How about our friends at B&W HVAC, Plumbing and Electrical Speedway, Indiana, make some noise. Fall, it's here. You're going to get some chilly nights. Winter's right around the corner. Make sure that furnace is safe and ready to keep you warm. B&W's dedicated team will make sure your heating system is in top shape. And when the nasty, freezing winter weather arrives, your home is going to be cozy and perfect. Visit bplusw.com/radio to schedule that appointment. Again, that's bplusw.com/radio, or just call 317-243-3581. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good? Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile. And ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 11/17/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
Everywhere you look,